Okay. This one is... This jump sucks. Unless you're a gamer. Fuck. Why would I use my freezer? Yours is fine. It's empty. Like, I need it. If you bought yourself a freezer, you'd probably have the same problem too. It would just fill it with their own shit. Yo, did you see that shit? Did you see what the fuck just happened? Yeah, that just happened. I literally checked the stream to see if I was like actually bugging, but like that was fucking wild. Ozpin, our friend of the channel. That's why we couldn't make it past that point, because Oz stopped by and I didn't shout him out yet, right? We're ready now. We're ready now. We shouted out Ozpin, who is my personal fitness and wellness instructor. If you guys don't know Ozpin Arc, the core conceit of his channel is like personal development. In the last 18 to 20 months or whatever, he's made a huge, I would say, life-changing amount of growth when it comes to exercise. Literally, he like has exercised and now is to the point where he's got like those barrel-chested arms. Barrel-chested arms? That doesn't make sense. But like, my dude is absolutely packing heat now. And that sounds like I'm talking about his dick. I'm not. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I haven't seen his dick yet. His dick yet? Hello? Okay, let's focus. Focus up, gamer. Focus. All right, so Ozpin.
Almost banned him by accident.
Well done. Well done, Savage my Pookie. You could say it if it's a joke or whatever. But you can't say it as not a joke or whatever. Savage my Pookie. Fucking gross.
Locrit thought you were talking to him.
Yeah, that's every time. Yeah. Every time I say something negative, Locrin's like, me? Like, no, Locrin.
you guys like me, right? You guys like me, right? Sorry, right?
Alright, guys, look. Whoops.
Why are you apologizing? We're being dicks. Just fight back.
Guys, I'm so sorry that you are mean to me.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm sorry that you felt like you had to be mean to me. I'll try and do better.
Yeah, no shit. Jesus Christ. Locrin.
Dang.
Locrin, man. Stop being a people pleaser.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Don't do it to please me.
Yeah. I swear to God, Locrin.
He's like, okay.
No.
There we go. Yeah, baby.
Finally, some fucking progress.
I asked for permission first.
No. You ever seen the horrific? Have I told you about the horrific shit I walk through sometimes? I live next to a bunch of farms.
Yeah.
And what they do with the sheep is they castrate them.
Yeah.
But they don't just cut it off. They just put a rubber band on it.
Yeah.
And they just fall off naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you're walking along the field and you're just surrounded by sheep testicles. That's fun.
That is
anyway, Ashland.
Nope. No, we're done. We're done with the shout out now.
It's fucking wild, dude. Farming is wild, dude. You don't hear about that shit.
Koya says that is wild. Saku has question marks. Beatrice says collect and cook them free food. That's fucking crazy, Beatrice.
Well, you have to be quick because they do eat them as well, so they get gobbled up pretty quick.
Ashlander says what in all caps?
Sorry, man. Do you like lamb?
I've got a zip line ready here.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Boots!
Fuck! You're fucking kidding me?
There's still zombies everywhere in here.
Wait, I was... Whoa, what the fuck? Jesus Christ! Alright, there's a second floor and there's zombies falling from it.
I told you.
Oh shit.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Just as you were saying, I haven't seen. Oh shit.
If you bought yourself a freezer, you'd probably have the same problem too. It would just fill it with their own shit. Yo, did you see that shit? Did you see what the fuck just happened? Shout out to couples that start trying for a baby and announce it to everyone like, yeah, we cream pie all the time now, thanks.
Okay, fair enough. Hold my hand then.
No, I don't think I will.
Well, I guess I'll just steal a kiss.
You might, but only if you're fast enough.
Don't catch me. Oh, I tripped.
Oh no, no, don't kiss me, no, please, don't kiss me, no, please. The event even happens, right? We know what both parties are going to do. However, the reveal is, Light knew that Nier was going to replace the book, so he had the real book stowed away. And the double reveal is, Nier knew that that book also wasn't real, so he had both books replaced. And the only reason that can possibly happen is because earlier, Mello presumed, like, he guessed basically that there might be a second book or whatever. And as a result of Mello dying, he was able to reveal that there actually was a second book. Like, Mello died because there was a second book, and Murakami disobeyed Light's orders, direct orders, and went and got the actual book when he should have just trusted Light. So, like, Light lost when he shouldn't have lost because his pawn didn't obey him like he should have as a god-fearing pawn. And L lost because he became friends with Light. My hot take for Death Note is actually L basically never really lost to Kira. It's just that Kira like rule lawyered his way to victory. It's like L got Kira completely like fucking checkmated or whatever. He just decided that he liked hanging out with his friend too much and died because of it.
Kinda.
That's like actually genuinely what happened. He just got emotionally connected to Kira, to Light, and because of that, he died. Which is also why Nier doesn't die, because Nier's just like, I'm just gonna do everything that L did except not have a friendship with Kira. And that's kind of the only difference between the two of them. That said, though, I still like L way better. L's way more interesting. Good. There's never been so much build up for something before and it not pay off in a big way.
Exactly. The more you build it up, the better it is.
Yeah, every single time. Every single time. Are you ready? Here we go.
Ready, open it. Let's find this ring.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. It's right here.
Oh my God. Wow, I've never seen it.
It's the biggest ring I've ever seen. Oh my God.
Well done, man. Well done.
Thank you, man.
You should clip that. That's really rare. You can say no. Yeah, that's what I would say. I was like, oh no, thank you.
It does. I wouldn't be able to get right now in that situation. I can't just say no. It's doing too much psychic damage.
all right, Pada. You say no. She wipes it on the guy's shirt in front of you and just just keeps watching the movie.
It's so much pain. What the fuck? What the fuck? I need to go. I need to leave. I'm sorry. Jesus fucking Christ. I need to leave. Sorry, my people need me.
He didn't notice. The guy didn't notice.
Oh my God, no, I need to go. I need to fucking go. It can't be okay. It's not okay.
All right, but you're on a date with a lovely lady.
Oh God.
You're in
Yeah.
the movie theater. She goes, I brought my own snacks.
Yeah.
She pulls out a jar of peanut butter. And she goes, you want some? She gets her palm, grabs a bit, and holds it out towards you. How do you handle that situation? She goes, you okay? You okay? Do you want some?
She can see me changing different colors.
Yeah, and she's confused. She's like, what? What's up? What's wrong?
Oh my God, I would have turned fucking green, dude. Like I can't, dude.
She palmed you some peanut butter. What do you mean? You turn green.
I would have turned fucking green. Have to stand beside each other, arm in arm, locked, like Rover Red Rover. Send Panda on over, and then you fucking body check me to the ground, and then kick me in the sand, and then take my lunch money and spit in my mouth. And I hate it. I hated all of that, by the way. Shit, what a time to join, Saku, no! Or Twitch says chat seems actors considering clipping this moment for that Daft Punk Panda. Bitch, that's me. Why are you telling me to clip my own shit? What the actual fuck, Twitch? Please. Stop being cringe. If we're fucking with this dude, I'm willing to put in the time. I switched to my right hand. Even remotely recent stuff or whatever, but oh, what? What?
All right, man. $20 million. Will you love me?
How long?
That's just a day.
Just a day?
A day of love. We gotta go for a picnic and watch a movie and have a romantic meal together.
Was there sex?
You gotta give me a foot massage.
I'll do that for $20 million. Yeah, that's worth it.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There is sex.
Yo, what up? It's your boy, that Daft Punk Kid. I had to let that clip play out. It's a legendary clip. It's very good. What's going on, Beatrice Gambit? Nay Blue Snake. 2200 basket. I didn't know that you needed bananas to train Hunter ever. Oh yeah, so if you missed it from last time to this time, first of all, this song is like fully beyond me. I'm like not familiar with this at all. We were there for Saku's Max and we made it this far on the world tour before we had to go do Stardew. So that's why we were just at a random place in the world. I forgot about that shit. Beatrice says he used my full name.
Hello.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Saku. What's going on, man? I was just talking about you.
I'm doing
Nothing
alright.
good.
What?
Yeah, we were with you when you maxed. That's all.
Yeah.
That's not enough money. But if I sell these, it might be. I don't know where the fuck this coal came from as well, but whatever, I guess. Yeah, I guess we can just keep that for now.
I didn't realize that traveling the entire world would take more than 1 hour.
Yeah, no. It's much bigger, especially for walking, I guess, but few teleports, one of these, two of these, maybe three of these. Yeah, because I gotta sell stuff first as well. I have the rake and the money. I think otherwise we're good. Sure. When do we do
And one
Tears
day
of
it'll
Guth-
be your turn.
With any luck, dude. With any luck. Tears of Gothics. 4 days. Okay, so a long time for that. What's our bond look like? 7 days. Okay. Snake says, yeah, in cave. Yeah, in the cave after you kill Kruk. So, Kruk is the gnome of Monkey Madness 2, probably? The, like, supersized gnome? You can do hunter training there, apparently. Alright. Blue says, a fight happened after school, but I didn't get to watch it. That's the second fight I've missed. That's very weird. Snake says, I'm sure Beatrice will fight anyone you ask. Snake says, no, it's on Abertol. In the cave after you kill Kruk. So Kruk's the guy with the two swords then. I don't know of a hunter method there, but okay.
The monkey method, I think.
Oh, do you just like give them bananas or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't need to get money at all. There's money here waiting for me. Also, this didn't buy any new. I didn't get any new Renar. That's sad. It's okay though. We'll be alright. Just means that the amount of profitable herb lore we're going to be able to get is probably not going to be very impressive in the end. That's okay.
Well, you got some.
Snake says you squish them under rocks. That's fucking crazy. Holy shit. That's what we did to a fucking unicorn, right? Yeah, we killed a unicorn that way in this game.
With a boulder.
Yeah, big ass boulder.
In the middle of underground pass.
Mm-hmm.
No less.
Yeah, Blue says, I want to see a unicorn. I mean, okay, I think I can actually make that happen for you. Believe Xerix Glade just has one, like right there. Like it just vibes out over here somewhere, right? Yeah, there you go. There's your fucking unicorn. There you go. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't say I never did nothing for you. Beatrice is how stinky is the panda today? I don't know how to answer that question. But Snake said that Beatrice will fight anyone if you ask. I don't think that's true. I don't think she just fights just anybody. I mean, first of all, she will get exhausted for long. That's number one. But even then, like mustering up the energy to fight someone, I think that's like a whole process itself. She's way more chill than I think that you think she is. Beatrice is very stinky. That's crazy. Okay. Maybe I was wrong about that then. Maybe she just wake up and choose violence. Beatrice says, yeah, it has to be worth my effort. Okay. If you say so. Oh, I should do this. There we go. There's the thing. So how are we doing? 96. Looks like we only need 3 mil. A little less than 3 mil. Which at 90k an hour is, I don't know, 30 hours? Not quite. Or a little more, I guess. Blue says he's definitely worth the effort, trust. And Beatrice says, I don't mind Chaotic Gremlin. IDM, I don't mind, I guess. This one's gonna move too, isn't it? Ah, but the green one will be there, so it's fine. See, because if I went here, I would be further away from the green one. Oh, Beatrice says, I'm a chaotic gremlin. Are you?
Yeah, chaotic.
She's chaotic, maybe, yeah. Gremlin? I know some real fucking gremlins. You're way less menacing than some other gremlins that I know. That's for fucking sure. I will grant you chaotic though. And to be fair, the gremlins that I have in mind, I wouldn't call chaotic either. Beatrice says, who is more menacing? You by far? They're hardly menacing at all. Menacing isn't in the words that I would use to describe them. I mean, not really you either, but definitely much more so you than them. Beatrice strikes me as the type of person who fully has planned out how exactly she's going to murder someone in case that eventuality comes up. She's seen hundreds of thousands of hours of true crime. Just in case. And that shit is definitely menacing. some aura over there. Beatrice says, "Yay, fear me."
How does the fire take your bucket of water but doesn't
Put itself out.
get extinguished?
I guess it catches the fire or the bucket on fire, and the water just like spills out on the side that isn't where the water is or the fire is. Beatrice is, I don't watch true crime. It's too sad. It's too sad. That's pretty funny. I don't really watch true crime either. There's a podcast that Simon Whistler makes that I've seen a decent amount of episodes of. I kind of stopped watching it as well, just because I have less time now, but that was the only true crime that I would watch, and it was just because he was making it. Nave Luce's true crime is interesting for me. Yeah, that's not surprising. You also strike me as a true crimer. Oh, I should put the music on random. We'll let this song play out, but after. So you're back on that boss grind now, huh, Saku?
Yeah. Did the bosses yesterday.
Yeah, I saw your post. I didn't really see if you got any drops though. I just saw that you posted.
Now just a repeat drop. Dragon 2H.
Oh my fucking god, I missed the ping again. Dragon 2H is not very good. Yeah, I guess. Well, first of all, I already ran the ad, so I literally can't do that. I mean, I could play the song for 3 minutes, but I'm not gonna. But I am tremendously disappointed in myself. There's that. Look forward to that.
Drop already collected many times from KQ.
Yeah. Catfight Queen was
Which, you
definitely
know,
holding out on you.
It's double the drop rate of the chain body I was going for, but I got it 5 times with the
Mhm.
KQ.
Yeah. Hey, Zero. Zero says, nah, we stay losing. That's certainly how I fucking feel now, which is cool. I love that. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, simply be less of a fuck up. I've remembered everything else, but a lot of good that does me. Saber says I have 26 hours of overtime apparently on this check. That's a lot of fucking time, Jesus. That doesn't seem like it could be correct. But okay. Zero says Oblivion remake looks dope. I'm not gonna play it. Probably at all.
Oblivion remake.
It came out like yesterday or maybe today even. Zero says I do not have $60 to spend on it right now. It's only 50, I think, but okay. Saber says, when did I work 26 hours over 40 hours? I don't know. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It seems like a lot.
I don't know about the remake for Oblivion. I feel like I prefer playing the original because of all of the jank.
I don't know how much jank they've reserved. I don't know if it's just a graphical update or if they literally made it from the ground up again. I have no idea.
Yeah, if it's a graphical update, maybe.
There were a lot of systems that they wanted to have in Oblivion that didn't actually end up panning out, that were also unique to Oblivion, didn't make it into Skyrim in any way. So it's possible that they also just like created like the vision of what the game was originally going to be, in which case there's going to be tremendously more game, depending on how much they decide to implement. Beatrice has never played Oblivion. Would it be worth it? I don't know. For all I know, the remake is dog shit. I know that a bunch of people are playing it right now. Queenie's playing it now. It's Kyo is playing it right now. but I have absolutely no idea. I just know that it exists. That's the extent of my knowledge. And I know that I'm not going to play it anytime soon. Eventually,
I'd probably
maybe,
play
but...
the original if I was you.
Now, the original's like objectively kind of a bad video game.
Well, yeah, but it's also funny.
True, but soft locking yourself because you don't understand how leveling works is kind of shit.
Right.
Like kind of
However, the
extremely
memes.
shit. So I don't know. Especially sight unseen, like I probably would go with the remaster over the original because I imagine that the original is going to have much less. It's going to be a lot less appealing to a new player.
That's fair.
But that's just my opinion. One thing that will make the original beatable for you is don't level up. There you go. If you decide to play the original game, straight up just don't level up.
Really?
Yes. The game is beatable if you don't level up, and it can be impossible if you do level up.
How do you avoid leveling up, though?
Just don't go to sleep. Yeah. I mean, you can go to sleep sometimes, but you don't need to sleep at any point in the game. You can just not sleep. It's fine.
Alright, then.
Snake says, did they count Easter as time worked? Oh, I see. Like Easter Sunday as being time that you actually put in hours. Even then, that would still only be 8, but maybe. Zero says, I'd want the deluxe edition with the DLC. I see. I didn't realize that the DLC didn't come just with the game. Zero says, to Savior. I'm still trying to figure out when federal and state taxes worked 8 hours of my shift this week. What? I'm still trying to figure out when federal and state taxes worked 8 hours of my shift this week. I don't know what you mean by that at all. Like you're figuring out your taxes during your 8-hour shift, maybe? It shouldn't take you 8 hours to figure out your taxes. That's like number one. It just shouldn't take you that long. Zero says, I think they fully remade it from the ground up with Skyrim style combat. Oblivion's combat is just a worse version of Skyrim, so I guess that's just a straight up improvement. Except for hand-to-hand existing in Oblivion. Yeah, I think Skyrim is just straight up better combat-wise. Savior says, if payroll fucks up and sends that extra money to me, I'm not speaking up about shit. I mean, yeah, no, I get that. Why would you? It's their problem, not yours. Snake says, I heard they changed the combat a bit and it was made on Unreal 5. That's huge. Making it on a different engine is huge because their engine is fucking so goddamn old. Like the creation engine or whatever, that shit. They needed to move away from that shit ages and ages ago. Beatrice says, oh god, I think in regards to the difficulty of Oblivion on like the original version of the game. Saber says it's 721.50 extra. They send it through and I'm gonna put that shit into my mortgage. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a great place for it to go. Saber says I did work Easter. I fucked that up. Great, love that. I stopped early and then stopped late. Fucking brilliant. I'm so fucking good at video games. Holy shit. Saber says I did work Easter, but I worked like 4 hours. They took 8 hours worth of pay for taxes.
What?
Oh, so Zero saying state and federal taxes took 8 hours of your shift for taxes. I wish that the amount of money they took from me was 8 hours. I wish that that's what they took from me. Snake says maybe it was double time and a half. I don't know. For Easter, it could be, but I don't know. I mean, to get 4 hours into 26 or whatever, it's like 6 times or more. I mean, 6.5 times literally, but I don't know. I don't know if it was literally just the 4 hours or what. Beatrice says, I heal with my left hand and smack with my right hand. Oh, the Skyrim combat system? Yeah, sure. Awesome. The hitbox of this fire was so big, I couldn't click on this pole. Another profitable, victorious day at Temporos. Literally no downsides. Literally nothing but victory. I certainly didn't lose like my entire fucking inventory of fish for no reason. Twice. I think I clicked over here and hit that second fire somehow. Saber says, am I supposed to call animal control for pythons loose? I'm surprised that you don't know the answer to that question. Because Saber says, aren't they invasive? Yeah, but they know about them. So like animal control would definitely be able to handle. It's like it's not indigenous or anything like that. It is an invasive species, but it's not something that they would be surprised to hear about. It's well known that there are pythons around. And even if it wasn't, like, that still would be who you'd call, right? If there was a fucking lion or a tiger walking around. Saber says, so am I supposed to call them? I imagine that you just didn't hear me yet. Yes. I mean, what, like, you call them and they say, don't call us about this? Like, what's the downside of calling them? What do you fucking mean? Just call them. Like, it's not like they're gonna charge you for the call. Zero says that there's a lion or a tiger walking around near my house. I'm calling good old Smith and Wesson. So Zero's gonna fucking die because he's stupid as hell. Don't try and kill a lion or a tiger with just a regular fucking gun. Zero says, nah, I'm gonna shoot it from a window. Zero, you didn't hear about the hunter who got killed by a tiger because the hunter stole the tiger's prey. Not because at the time the tiger killed it, but because the tiger stalked that hunter for like literally weeks in order to kill him back. So like I said, Zero's dumb as hell. Don't do that. There you go. Lions have similar stories. Savior says, well, I have snakes, so it doesn't bother me that it's here, but my neighbors have small kids. I mean, it's pretty unlikely that it would be a problem, to be honest. Depends on how stupid the kids are, I guess. Hey, Lou says, why would there be a lion around your house? Have you ever heard of a zoo? Saber says, oh, you thought I was bringing out a 9mm against a lion? Well, Zero said a Smith & Wesson, right? Which is like a revolver. In which case, I suggest you save one of those bullets because the first 5 very well may not. Zero says, yeah, brother, my gun shoots 45. Okay. Nate Blue says, I'm confused. That's not surprising to me. But yeah, Smith & Wesson 45 caliber, that doesn't put down like a bear or a tiger or a lion for free. I mean, shit, even like an extremely high caliber rifle doesn't just put them down for free. They don't just roll over when they get shot. Nate Blue says, I don't appreciate your sass. I don't appreciate yours either. Feelings mutual on that one. But yeah. Nate Blue says, I haven't been sassy today yet. And that yet is exactly why you got that. And there it is. Savior says, now I'm getting my 308 for anything bigger than a pit bull. Not that I'm shooting dogs, but it's just a size comparison. See, 308 definitely is better, but even then, if you don't know what you're doing, I wouldn't suggest it. Even then, I wouldn't suggest it, because especially with like a 308 in particular, like if you miss, which isn't to say that you miss completely, but I'm saying like if you don't take them down with one shot, you now have an extremely angry tiger or lion to deal with. Like, you know what's way better than that? Letting your tax dollars take care of it. Making a phone call and ignoring it seems way fucking easier and also way less dangerous for you in particular. Zero says, I just woke up air frying some frozen burritos because I'm too lazy to make anything. So I pissed off the line and then call animal control. It's their problem now. I mean, no guarantees that the line's just going to let you make a phone call, to be honest. It kind of depends. Because I don't know how big your house is, but a second story window isn't out of lion's reach. Just so you know. They make lion and tiger exhibits have like 10 to 12 foot walls or whatever. And sometimes those lions clear them. Or tigers, I think specifically, clear them. So, like, that window is not out of range. Like, you might think that it's fine, but I don't think that it is definitely fine. I also don't know that a lion would decide that, oh, I got shot at from that window, I'm gonna jump in there. But I'm not about to take that chance, is kind of the story. Like, you, however, can certainly do whatever you fucking want. I'm not gonna live your goddamn life. But to me, it seems like that phone call from inside of my house seems like a pretty easy dub for your boy. Saber says, I'm shooting it either directly in the face or I'm shooting in the lungs. If you shoot it in the lungs, it's certainly not going to die quickly. You certainly will have to deal with an now injured, you know, raging animal if you shoot it in the lungs. It's not going to die fast. I mean, it'll die like relatively fast, I guess, but it's not going to die like right then. It's definitely going to be able to do some stuff about that. It'll have something to say about the situation. Nate Blue says, I would pet any wild animal I find. You're not long for this world. She also said, shut your bitch ass up. I'll acknowledge it. Xavier says, it would deem me as a huge threat if I shot it in lungs. That might be true. I don't know. I don't think they understand like their the importance of their lungs per se. They would definitely not feel great about the situation. But even getting shot in the head, if they survive initially, the first thing that they typically do, like animals like that, is they'll charge. Well, they're either going to charge or bolt. And I don't know if there's a way to predict which one is going to happen. Saber says it probably run away based on how big of a threat a 308 in the lungs views me after I shoot it. I don't know how smart animals are. I do know that they are fucking spiteful, though. If they think that they are going to die, they very well will attack you just because fuck you specifically. Like, that kind of shit definitely happens. They're like, oh, well, I'm gonna die, so I'm gonna make sure you suffer as much as I can make you suffer. I don't know if it's like necessarily maliciously motivated or anything like that. I wouldn't go quite that far. But they will just attack you just for the hell of it. Saber says it's an AR-10 chambered in 308. I doubt any land animal will survive getting unloaded on. Okay, when you were saying 308, I was thinking it was like a bolt action. I don't know what an AR-10 is specifically, but I imagine that that's basically the semi-automatic 308, which would definitely make a difference. Shooting it a few times would definitely hurt. Zero says semi-auto is cheating. I mean, as long as you don't miss, as long as you don't miss, yeah. If you miss a bunch, it doesn't really matter. Zero says unless it's full auto, in which case the ATF would like to have a word. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't have it fully automatic. Saber says if we were specifically talking about bolt action, then I'm blowing its brains out. Yeah, no, I got you. I understand. To me, the confidence is a little unwarranted and also needlessly applied. It's a much more dangerous animal than you really need to be contending with as an individual. Zero says just run up and hit it with a shovel. Why a shovel, not a crowbar? Zero says watch the Dark Souls health bar appear. Takes like a 10.
And hear the music start.
Zero says because I have a shovel and not a crowbar. Oh my god, get a load of this guy.
Imagine.
I don't have a shovel or a crowbar actually. I have like a little trowel and a pry bar. I don't have either of those things actually. Nayblue said that the conversation is interesting. It's fine. I just think it's like a needless risk. Like, there's a lot of problems that I would solve myself. A large wild animal is not one of them. Especially when you can like realistically solve the large wild animal problem by doing literally nothing at all. It'll be someone else's problem, sure. But like, so? Zero says, I'll catch the lion in a mental conundrum by explaining it the infinite sausages dilemma. I don't think it has the capacity for it. However, if you did have infinite sausages, you could perhaps solve this problem in a peaceful way. Zero says, I'm sure the lion would capitalize the sausages and not give it out for free. I think it would give them away. I think it would necessarily give them away. I think it would just like knock the crate of infinite sausages over and just eat its fill and then just like mostly ignore it. And just like come back whenever it wants food or whatever. And just like, you know what I mean? Like it's a fully satiated cat basically. So at some point it's just going to be like laying on its back and waiting to be hungry again. That's what it's going to do most of its days. Zero says, see when it's fat and tired, that's when I strike with the shovel. Bonk it in the head with a shovel and it's like, ow, fuck. Zero says he'd never see it coming. It's true, it probably wouldn't. Xavier says, the face when you're holding the meanest pixel peek on your front door because the ATF is outside your door and you're getting a phone call. I know what most of that means. What does getting a phone call mean? Like the ATF is calling you, maybe, I guess? Zero says, Lamau me when I wallbang the ATF after the first knock. That's crazy. Nablu says, what's an ATF? That question could be very easily answered with a Google search. Saber says plus 200 wall bang. That's a very questionable course of action. But I understand. If you want to defend your rights, good luck, I guess. Maybe Lisa says, well, actually, my phone has screen time, so I can't use Google. What are you doing right now? How's the device that you're using right now not capable of answering a question for you? Zero says, it's the government, we're here to save you. Sometimes the government is here to save you. Sometimes. Zero says, you don't have a computer or any devices on your phone that can access the internet? Maybe says because Bing sucks. I think it's gonna be more than capable of answering that question. Also, Zero answered it for you. Maybe says, I do, but my computer sucks. That's truly crazy. Zero says, I'll show the ATF what 780 hours of siege looks like. I truly doubt it. You probably would get 1 or 2 for free, but anybody after that, I don't know about that. Maybe you put a lot more time into your Pulley McCulkin house defense plan than I ever would. Certainly is possible. Any amount of time is actually way more than I have. Zero says, I'd blow away the dude who knocked through the door with a slug and maybe get another person before I'm gunned down in my living room. What a plan. What a brilliant stratagem. Saber says, me at the top of the steps, the old Tachanka turret? Tachanka? Is that from Gears of War? Tachanka is the planet in Mass Effect, I think. Zero says, homemade Claymore, go burr. Why would you have that? Why do you have this? Just be fucking normal. Tachanka is a weapon operator in Siege. Ah, I see. Hey, Koya. We're talking about home defense, I guess. Koya says, who is supposed to be normal? Everyone, I think. I think that's what normal means, kind of. Koya says, home defense? Yeah. Saber says, the ATF knocks and just hears Alexa release the Claymore Roomba. That's kind of awesome. That's actually kind of awesome. I kind of like that one, actually. Why do you have... I guess you just have a regular Roomba as well? You have 2 fucking Roombas just so one of them could be a Claymore. Agatazza says, hey, Panda. Yeah, true. Nebulu says, me, I'm normal. You're not. You're one
Then
of
you
the...
programmed the wrong one.
No, Alexa should know the difference. You really should... You should really double check that. You know what I mean? You should make it very clear. Also, couldn't they just say,
but what if you
Alexa,
didn't?
return the Claymore Roomba? Couldn't they just counter that by using Alexa as well? Right? Oh, Agatha said hello to you.
Howdy.
Nablu says, I am very normal. That's just not true. Do you think it's normal to be in a multi-year relationship with a character from a video game that specifically doesn't know that you exist? Boy, this is only in your own perception. I don't even think Nablu thinks that Nablu is normal. I think if I described Nablu to themselves without using the words Nablu, they would think that Nablu was a freak. Akatasa says, Panda, you inspired me to do Temporos on my own account now that I'm back on OSRS. I'm so sorry. It's actually not bad as far as experience goes. And obviously you can do it solo very consistently, but it's even easier in Mass World to head completely empty. I think the rate's lower though. But it's not like the worst thing. It's mostly just going to 99 where it's like, you're going to be here for fucking ages. Akatasa says, but Oblivion Remaster came out today, so I'm playing Torn. Oh, do that while it's hot. Play it while it's hot. Unless there's problems with it. I don't know if it has any issues on release because it's a Bethesda game. But if it's you know, if it's available to you, now is probably the most exciting time to play it. Which I think has some merit. You could talk about it with people, you know what I mean? Play it some, talk to people about it. Get a lot more value out of it than just playing it 3 years from now. Nablu says that Nablu knows Nablu is normal. Yeah, okay. Saber says, I unknowingly bought all the stuff to create thermite. And ironically, the police that arrived after that taught me to make thermite. That's kind of awesome in a way. Did you only buy the stuff to make thermite? or did they highlight which items you bought together were the ones that caused alarm? Because if they highlighted to you which ones in combination, that's kind of their fault, right? That's like a security issue. Zero says, do not ask the ATF what happened on Ruby Bridge. And don't ask the NCR what happened in Bitter Springs. Koya says, not so fun fact, by the way. A few nights ago, I was in the ER again. Just returning to visit the nurses, I presume? Akazaz says, yeah, for sure, with regards to the Oblivion thing. I think you'll get a lot more satisfaction out of that. Temporos isn't going to go anywhere. Then again, your bond is going, so like there is that, but like I don't know. I think Oblivion is like really exciting for a lot of people. So I can't really say that it's a bad call just to play Oblivion. Zero just says, stop. You violated the law. Yeah. I don't know what the remaster is like. I was gonna check out some people and see what they thought about it, but I just didn't have time today. Saber says it was the items I bought together that they pointed out. I didn't know what I had until they told me. Interesting. Koya says, Lamau, I entered an anxiety attack with hyperventilation, but they wanted to monitor me for an hour to be sure that I'm fine with my preconditions and everything. Yeah, I've never been hospitalized or anything like that. I did have a panic attack really bad once. Well, probably a few times. Yeah, probably a few times, actually. I think my anxiety is actually really bad. Like, probably to the point where, like, it's a danger to me. But that's part of the reason why I just kind of, like, live my life the way that I am comfortable most of the time. Nayblue says that Nay misses Nay's husbands. Wait, how many husbands do you have? I thought it was just the one dude. Koya says, oh no, I read that already. Zero says, I mean, you can spend $11 on a month of Game Pass and play it for that price. Oh, it's on Game Pass. That makes sense. It's a first party game now, technically. Oh, that's awesome. Saber says, I think they murdered them people on Ruby Ridge. Personal opinion. I don't know about I don't know which, like, what Ruby Ridge is specifically in reference to. I just, from context, kind of figured out what's going on. I know that there's the one guy that, I think it was like not Ted Bundy, one of those guys, one of them, right? And they lit his ass up. They fired some few 100,000 rounds or whatever. I think it was a few thousand rounds at that house. They were like, nah, we ain't taking any fucking chances. Fuck this guy. Zero says, and his whole family over a single missed court date? That I did not know about. Holy shit. Don't miss your court dates, guys. Holy shit. Saber says, what are you gonna do if someone in a ghillie suit shoots your dog? Because me personally, I'm gonna start shooting back. I can't even imagine being in a situation. I'm gonna be honest. Like, are you hunting maybe? Like, that would be the most realistic circumstances, I think. Like, you're out hunting. You got like your full high vis shit on or whatever. And you have your dog with you because you're hunting, I guess. And somebody in a full ghillie suit shoots your dog. Yeah, I imagine actually, I wouldn't even consider them shooting my dog. I would consider them shooting at me, to be honest. But I guess it depends on some extra circumstance, because my dog is right next to me. I fully think that they missed trying to shoot me, and that you're firing back to like protect yourself at that point. Koya says, I called the ambulance for help and they insisted I come along. My heart rate was up and I had too much oxygen in my blood. You can have too much oxygen in your blood? What the fuck? I had no idea. Is that what hyperventilating does? It gets you like literally too much oxygen for you to handle? I thought that you would just like pass out from that, if anything. And not in a way that's like a problem. I thought that your blood can just like, how much blood? How can you have too much oxygen in your blood? Like you're either saturated or you're not. Hemoglobin can't be overburdened, right? Like what the fuck does that mean? That's crazy. Zero says, I found the ability to edge a panic attack where I can put it on, hold until I'm alone, and then it just explodes. Awesome. Neighbor says, I got like 50 husbands. Jesus, get your shit together. That's too many. Zero says, oh no, brother, I will not be calling an ambulance. Koya's in Germany, so ambulances are basically free. And being that Koya was in an actual crisis, I think it makes a lot of sense for Koya to call an ambulance. I think he's like probably in the right on that one. It's just that you and I are Americans, and thus the circumstances are very different. Nate Blue says, just Nuvi's my main. Is Nuvi the name of the dragon guy, Saku? Is that who that is?
Nuvilit, yes.
I see. I'm at this point fully committed to not learn what his name is. Zero says that shit will put me in generational debt and ambulance. It could definitely be expensive. I don't think generational debt is realistic, but it will definitely be expensive. You would definitely know that you were in an ambulance at some point, and that's just the ambulance too. Also, you have to have offspring for it to be generational. Zero. Savior says the remake is on Game Pass, according to Zero, yeah. And it's a first party Microsoft game, right? So it makes sense for it to be there. Boyus is, to be honest, I'm German. I don't have to stress about that. Yeah. Said the same thing. You and I, same page. Zero says Ruby Ridge is the ATF's biggest fuck up. Basically, they got false info and came guns blazing with a ton of armed people because he missed a single court date. Shot his dog, his son, his wife, pretty sure his daughter and friend, and then basically said, "Our bad, chief." They said the dog was going to give away our position and then shot the son just to get the kill streak. That's pretty fucking impressive. Our bad, chief, is wow. A lawyer made a lot of money that day, I would think. I don't know who the estate of that family is, but surely somebody's gonna get paid out. Koya says empathy and responsibility speedrun. Sarcastic. Saber says too much oxygen makes you faint. Yeah, I think so. Sounds right to me. Koya says, yeah, hyperventilation puts you at 100% oxygen in your blood. And yes, you are not supposed to have 100% in you. No, I fucked up. I guess we just run through this fire and stab a bunch. Maybe we just send it, to be honest, because we fucked up this run. Yeah, sure. If we win, we win. If we don't win, then we'll get the rest of this fish and stab after, I guess. All right, well, we certainly didn't make it away. I'm gonna guess that the rain is gonna come soon. This isn't enough to put him down, but it will make him a lot more tolerable to deal with. Zero says there's probably a lot of shit I go through where a hospital would probably help that I just thug it out at home. Yeah, that's what it's like to be an American with any kind of health problems. Williams says hyperventilation is the worst. You lose control over your body, can't move, just flop like a sack of potatoes. You feel dizzy, slur. You can even make noise. It feels like you were about to die, and it's like not dangerous at all. What do you mean it's not dangerous at all? Zero says this is why you breathe into a bag. Yeah, I knew about that. And I guess reducing the amount of oxygen in your body would be I mean, breathing in a bag certainly would do that, but I'm surprised that it's that simple. Koya says, yeah, I got one from the ER. A bag. Not exactly the most, I don't know. Hey, Alien, what's up, dude? We're vibing. Breathing in a bag, huh? I didn't know that. I'm surprised how much I'm learning about hyperventilating, to be honest. I've never really done it myself, so I guess there's no reason for me to know. But I definitely knew if somebody's hyperventilating, they're supposed to breathe in a bag. but didn't realize it was like, and also I knew if they didn't breathe in a bag, they're probably going to pass out. But I didn't realize that it was like largely just like fully harmless otherwise. It's just not something that you want to have to go through. It's just a bad time. Zero says, see here in Freedom Land, they'll give you a paper bag and charge you $50 for it. Probably more than that, to be honest. I would be surprised if it was only $50 for the paper bag. Like, just for the paper bag. Like, the line item that says paper bag is $50. That seems underbilled to me for American healthcare. But I wouldn't really know. Thankfully, I don't spend any time in that because, god damn it, dude. What a fucking nightmare. Zero says, gotta get that itemized receipt and cross-reference to what the government says things cost. I don't know what the government actually says about that stuff. It makes sense that they would just announce. But yeah, you definitely do have to get an itemized list. Even just getting an itemized list will often reduce the bill. Somehow. Doesn't seem right, but that's exactly what seems like it happens. Koya says, the good thing for a few nights back was that I already took calming meds before the ambulance came over. So they just needed their time to work, which allowed me to be safe and then walk 90 minutes home in the middle of the night. Are you like worried about walking home at night? Like, I don't see, that seems fine to me. Hey, Jesse. Zero says, when my grandpa had a heart attack, they tried charging him $200 for 3 cans of ginger ale and a Salisbury steak. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Yeah, sure. Seems like literally par for the course as far as I can tell with like healthcare stuff. I'll be right back. I gotta turn this AC on. It's so hot. All right. It's extremely hot today, and I'm very, very tired. I mean, you can probably tell that I'm tired. I probably didn't even have to tell you that, but let's see. So I did the weekend stream, obviously. It always takes a little bit out of me, but following that, I was busy all day long yesterday.
Sorry about that.
What?
I got you busy.
You weren't the reason I was busy all day long yesterday. What are you talking about? Are you okay?
Oh wait, no, that. I thought we were still Monday.
No, today's Tuesday. It's
Of
like,
course we're not Monday. You're streaming.
yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about, Saku? What did you do? Why did you do this to me? And also, what did you do?
What did I do yesterday? Not too much, I would say. Just work.
Sure. You're playing Power World later today, right?
We're playing Dragon Wilds today.
Oh, but it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Are we? Did you move from one game to the next? Are you playing a new game now?
Yeah.
I see. Well, that's cool. I hope you guys have a good time. I still suck playing Dragon Wilds for, I don't know, a few minutes, I guess.
I got my alpha cape too.
I'm so fucking bad. You got a what?
The alpha cape. For playing the alpha.
I see. Does it do anything?
No, I think it's just pretty.
Okay, that's fine. Zero says he did what I said just now and got it knocked all the way down to like $10. The itemized thing? Yeah. Yeah. You gotta, every time you get a bill from the hospital, you have to get an itemized list. Because otherwise they're just gonna bury hidden fees in that shit somehow. Chelsea says, oops, I've joined during a serious conversation. You truly haven't. I mean, I don't give a shit. Like, I haven't even been to the hospital. I don't have a horse in this race. I'm just talking about stuff, dude. Like, I haven't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's serious to me at all. And you shouldn't feel like it's serious either, because I'm just a fucking anime boy on the internet. Like, if you've got like genuine like problems with like the medical healthcare system, which you probably should, this isn't the venue for that. Like, telling me about it's not gonna change a damn thing. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you gotta figure that shit out, dog. I'm just a guy. Alien says, Panda, I need you to fight my doctor. For you, Alien? Sure. Give me a name. I'll figure out the rest. I got some shooters, bro. Say less. Wait, when you say fight, do you need him alive? because I might need to make a phone call. You should answer quickly. I'll leave it to your expert judgment. Oh, well, then it's over for that guy. You might need a new doctor.
Your doctor will need a doctor.
Your doctor is going to need a doctor. I hope he's insured. Chloe says, what's happening? Nothing that you need to be worried about. Unless you happen to be Alien's doctor. Zero says, who will doctor the doctor when the doctor isn't doctoring? Checkmate, liberals. Say less, man. See, but who delivers the mailman's mail? Is there an endless cycle of mailmen delivering mail to other mailmen? Do you deliver your own mail? Alien says, good to see you again, Doc. Get ready for the pain. True. Zero says, I'm the one who knocks. Wait, why didn't you say I'm the one who docks? Come on, docks. It's right there. It rhymes and everything. All right, where was I? Zero says, brother, my AC has been running full blast in my room for the last week. Yeah, no, I don't like to have it on. I like to keep it off as much as I can, but I can't focus. Well, mostly it's not even a focus thing. Like my fucking phone, my webcam device, my phone will literally overheat if it's too hot in here. It's the first thing that overheats, actually, just the phone, which I can do. That happened in Satisfactory as well. I could just turn it off or turn off the model. I could just be a PNG, which is fine, but I would rather not, you know, I'd rather not. Where was I? Chloe says, no, as in I was safe earlier than without them meds. And then, well, I had fun walking back at night. So you were scared of the dark? That is unfortunate. I've walked a lot of places, a lot of very sketchy places at night as well. Now, one time I crossed the street because there was a homeless guy sleeping on like this big old vent, which I imagine was warm. And I didn't want to bother him for various reasons. Jesse says, hello, Nay. You sure sound tired? Thanks, man. Hey, Saku. You look like shit. Thanks, man. Just you sound tired or you look tired. Like, wow, you look like shit. I'm very considerate of you to bring that up. Thank you. Nablu says it's not that hot where I live. Yeah, I hear you. Varies place to place. Place is less serious, more informational, I'd say, perhaps. Jesse says all day. Information is cool. All day. Yes, I was busy all day. From 9 a.m. until midnight. 11:35 is when I determined that I was fully done with my responsibilities and was able to do whatever I wanted, which was eat and then promptly after sleep. Zero says it's Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah, it is Tuesday, isn't it? Chuzzy says we wildin' with dragons. I don't know if that means what you think it means, Chuzzy. Alien says, how close are you to my cape? That's a good question. So we have 98 wood cutting, which we can get basically at any time. and 98 prayer as well, which we could nearly get at any time. We're working on fishing now, so we can count those 3 as being basically done. It'll take me another 20 hours maybe for fishing, but close, right? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 skills maxed. So counting fishing and those other 2, that would then put me at like 10, which is 10 of 23. There's 23 skills in the game. 24 minus 1, if you will. Soon to
I'd
be
honestly
24.
probably count the combat stats as part of Slayer,
Yes.
because it levels so slow that it might as well be done when you're doing Slayer.
Yeah. So when we do Slayer, we're going to get the combat stats either completely done or very, very nearly done just from doing Slayer. So you can kind of count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skills all as being realistically kind of done. And if you want to round up, then we're saying 15 out of 23, leaving 8, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess my math is bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, no, so yeah, 8. We did it right. The earliest that I can possibly be done though, Elian, with the rate that I'm streaming and playing this game, is like sometime in July, before August. So it's going to be a while, no matter what. It's going to take me at least until just about August. There's no world where we get it done faster than that. Blue says, I love dragons. Did you know that Elian Sin is a dragon VTuber? I'll tell you about him in a second. We're going to do shout outs today. I feel good enough to do it. I just didn't do it immediately, and we've been talking about stuff this entire time, so I never had time for it. Zero says, my job gave me Wednesday, Thursday off last week, and then gave me Monday, Tuesday off this week. If they give me Wednesday, Thursday off again, that's like 8 straight days of work. Yeah, that's crazy. Are they firing you? Are you being fired? Chloe says, Dragon Wilds looks fun. I think it probably would be a good time, but I'm not in the space for a Dragon Wilds playthrough. I don't really want to play Dragon Wilds personally. Like, I just don't need a RuneScape IP in my life other than RuneScape. And as I understand it, it's not more than 4 players, which is to say the Pickle Pack can't play it together, so I kind of don't care about it. Like, it's kind of straight up. Maybe when one of the several groups that, you know, play collab type stuff moves on from another game or something like that, maybe that could be of interest, but mostly it's the Pickle Pack, and that's a group of 5. So if it can't suit 5 people, I'm almost like not interested just from the jump. Chezzy says, no, he's with the feds, y'all. Yeah, it's me with the feds. Chloe says, what is happening now? You know, we're just figuring it out. We've like fully moved on from health crisis, ATF. Now we're just talking about whatever. Zero says it was too on the nose. I am the one who docks. I mean, that's true, I guess. Chuzzy says, I feel like they deliver their own mail depending on the size of the town. They would deliver their own mail because the way that mailmen work is by zip code, probably. There might be like a weirdo thing where they're not allowed to specifically deliver their own mail, though. That is possible.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Chloe says, ready for the pain? I'm always ready for it. As I am always in pain. Wow, what a flex, Kolya. Well done. Zero says, brother, I feel like I'm the only VTuber just used as a webcam. Kolya says, I use one. I used to. I upgraded at some point, and it made a dramatic difference. My rigging is like not the best, and is now the main problem that I am facing as far as like fidelity goes. But it made a huge difference for me personally. I can say that. Like night and day, and you can tell as well if you look at my older, like even like older clips and stuff like that, you can definitely see that the model is relatively struggling. Now I just don't have all the expressions, you know, I would I would need to get a rigger to like really make it better, and that's just like not gonna happen anytime soon. Maybe it depends. If I could find someone who like knew somebody, maybe. As Elian knows though, like getting a male VTuber done, Saku as well from experience, I'm sure, it's not easy. Elian was very, very particular about what he was looking for. That's why I brought him up. How did your journey go, Saku, to getting like art made and, you know, rigging done? Was that easy?
Yeah, the artist was also my rigger.
Mm-hmm. Did you like struggle to find them or anything, or did you just like find someone easily and like it all just came together?
So basically, what I did is one of the streamers that I was watching
Mhm.
a lot had their link to their Twitter
Mhm.
in the as part of their credits,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I found my artist and rigger.
Was your friend also a male VTuber?
Nope.
Interesting.
But I did check if they made male models, and they did. So
Yeah, there's a big difference. Like, there's a reason why the audience, well, not just like the audience of VTubers is disproportionately like ladies as far as like streamer representation, if that makes sense. The space is mostly ladies. There's a reason for that, but also separately, the artists very much tend to be for ladies specifically, which isn't a problem, but it definitely makes it a little questionable to just like, oh, well, they make such great models, I'm sure they could draw a guy. And it's like, well, not necessarily.
it's not about being able to draw a guy;
Mm.
it's about wanting to.
Yes, once being able also matters, to be honest. I'm not saying that they
Yeah.
are physically incapable, but like the way that you in a lot of ways want to render a guy is going to be different. And specifically the rigging for a guy is necessarily going to be dramatically different in some ways, at the very least. Well, in two very large and noticeable ways, I would say. And Zero says W Brothers in 2012 technology. I think it's older than that, even by a decent amount. Zero says, nah, I know that homeless dude was on top of the world sleeping on that vent. Honestly, it was probably not the worst. And honestly, I would have benefited. There was one time, that's too long of a story. There was one time I got food as a homeless person.
You say that, Zero, but I have known a VTuber with bulge physics.
It's a dangerous line.
It is, but it exists.
Mm-hmm. Colia says the darkness scares me, but the path had street lights. Now the issue was the walking. It surely fucked my body up. At night, it's emphasized because no buses are driving at that time. Interesting. You really do need that walker. That would be sick. Chelsea says, you said that before in response. I should have learned. I don't even know what I said, to be honest. It's fully in the past for me now. I'm sorry. I'm glad to know that I'm consistent with regards to characterization, I guess. I should be stabbing and not putting fish in. I'm stupid. Chuzzy says, that's indeed all day. Did you go outside? I did, and that's why it's so fucking exhausting. Nate Blue says, I miss my husbands. Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, you can still see them. They're still out there. Chuzzy says, excuse me, what is your husband? Thanksgiving? No, but that is funny. Well done. Nate Blue says, that's that, but no, my husband. Yeah, she's talking about various people or anime characters mostly, but specifically one of the dragons from Genshin Impact. Elian says, hi there, Panda's going to punch my doctor, so priorities come first. True. Yeah, we call ourselves the Pickle Pack. The Sunday night stream with the undrafted Lokrin Delta and Cam. The Pickle himself, Pickle Cam. Chelsea says, the Thanksgiving turkey, or is it someone who only shows up on Thanksgiving? No. It has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. She also would love to marry Thanksgiving, but that's fully separate. chat. We need to get this fish. Let's get this fish. Zero says, this started with, could you take a lion in 1v1? And the answer is obviously no, not without some high-powered weaponry, I think. Which is not the first time we've had that kind of conversation on the stream, while playing RuneScape even, somehow. Toya says, I'm going to try and get a friend of mine interested in it, because I want to play with someone together. RuneScape Dragon Wilds, I'm guessing. I think it should be pretty easy to get people into it. Most people have some kind of familiarity with RuneScape. Dragon Wilds is a brand new game that's also a survival game. I imagine it's going to be pretty easy to get somebody into it. I think it's a paid game though, so it's not the most brilliant experience. And I hope that these messages are not alarming to me. Okay. What else? Zero says, I still haven't used my actual model on stream yet. I just used the chibi. You have an actual model? You might have told me about that before. I've only ever seen the chibi for sure. Oh, I'm supposed to do all the rest of these. Chelsea says, you have expressions? I guess? Sure. Chelsea says, time to help fund a new rigging? Probably not. You wouldn't need to do anything specific. I would need to talk to some people, probably, and see if I can find somebody who's got, you know, a reputation about them with regards to rigging, and see if I can find some pricing information. And when the amount of money that I've gotten from Twitch is around there, I probably would just do it myself. So I'm not going to do any specific funding. I think that the idea is I'm going to take the money that I've put into the stream as like a personal loss to me. And then anything that the stream, any money that the stream accrues, I'm just going to reinvest into the stream. And I think rigging is probably the most important thing that I could improve. I'm not necessarily super interested in doing a new model or anything like that, but maybe that could also be. There was a time where I was interested in that, especially like an outfit change. But I don't know. I'm going to take it one step at a time. I would basically just talk to an artist about pricing and then probably send them my PSDs or whatever so that they could see and make sure that it was fine and that they could just do some rigging or whatever without, and then probably get something of a quote. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, I would guess, is the order of operations. But yeah, it starts with networking, and I don't know anyone at the moment that I would even talk to about it. Collier says, nah, not a flex. The best you can do with the shitty stuff is doing self-sarcastic jokes. That's not necessarily true. You could do a lot of good, actually. A lot of comedy comes from pain, and a lot of comedians are extremely funny because they've experienced much adversity. So self-depreciating humor isn't the only way to deal with it. You can channel that energy into many different things and be very productive through it, I think. Oh, yo, Lokrin, what's up, dude? I was just talking about the pickle pack. How's it going, dude? Sorry, I'm like way behind. But I'm trying. Chelsea says, Loke the bloke. That's definitely him. Zero says, in the VTuber world, you're either a guy or a girl model or a femboy model. The in-between is hard to get. I would say the vast majority, yes, are probably either ladies or femboys, probably. But the vast majority are also just ladies, right? Probably I don't know, 80%. Oh yeah, there you go. Hey Zero, what's up, dude? You just DM'd me a picture, what he actually looks like. Zero says, yeah, brother, girls get boob physics. Where's the boys' dick physics? Yeah, no. Saku mentioned that. There you go. It's out there if you want it. Also, good luck not getting banned. Good luck. Blue says, I'm sorry, what? I mean, look, there's nothing wrong. Look, if one thing is fine, then how is the other thing not fine? I don't see the issue. Also booty physics as well. Locard says, I'm opting for a booty. Yeah, exactly. Well, says bulge physics. Yeah, why not? Zero says VTuber helicopter redeem when? You can kind of make me into a helicopter a little bit. Sort of. Just a little bit. But yeah. Nothing special, nothing fantastic. I wish I could do it like extremely high speed. I'm sure that there's ways. Because I'm just extremely dumb. But OBS is a very powerful tool that could do very many things, I'm sure. Maybe says, I came back at the wrong time, bro. No, it's fine. I mean, it's not like it's going to be any better any other time. Koya says, one day I'll get my own personal walker, yes, and I'll DIY it. I don't know if you want to DIY it exactly. Maybe decorate it. I'm here for, like, you know, customizing it, but I don't know about DIYing. That seems like too much to me. Jesse says, response to me telling you that you sound tired. Oh, I see. Jesse says, we don't have a group name. It's true. It's true. But also, I didn't even know that we were, like, a group, per se. You know what I mean? Like, the Pickleback is definitely a group. But I got the impression that, like, at any time Beatrice was just gonna, like, step out, like, yeah, no, I'm done now. Goodbye. Like, oh, okay. That kind of thing. I also didn't expect the collab to just go on and switch games and stuff. But yeah, I think it would basically come from if you had a name with Beatrice and Saku in them, and it would be a hybridization of that name in the Pickle Pack in the same way that Decadent Rain, which is Sasuke Cat, Zephyrus Locrin, and Apple Pie Kitten, they have their name and we have the Pickle Pack name, and there is talks of a hybridized name between those two group names for when Sasuke Cat, Katakato and Zephyrus, as well as Delta and I play on Saturdays, Monster Hunter Wilds right now. That's typically, I think, how group names would be extended, especially since you already have a group that doesn't have any of us, right? So it would make sense for it to be a hybridized name rather than just a wholly new name. Zero says, okay, but who wins? Every Pokemon or a million lines? Every Pokemon by far. Most Pokemon could solo about a million lines. They're supernatural creatures. Koya says $30, if I recall correctly, to, like, buy a walker? Koya, if it's $30 to buy a walker, I'm buying a walker for you right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You better clarify that's what you mean right now, because I swear to God. We're changing that $30 for Dragon Wilds. Okay. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, yeah. I was talking about Dragon Wild's price earlier. Gotcha. Sorry, I have to remember what I was saying in the past, which you were responding to. I have to remember what we're talking about in individual conversations, and I'm trying to catch up with chat, just generally. But I'm like a fucking basket case at the moment. I'm sorry, I'm doing my best, I promise. Nate Blue says every Pokemon. Yeah, I agree. Zero says I do. Yeah, that's... could be about fucking anything. Literally no idea. Chuzzy says every Pokemon as well. Chuzzy says tier 2 sub to Panda. I wouldn't, because tiered subs are like, I don't understand what grandfather Bezos was thinking. You know what I mean? I don't know what Twitch's plan is with, like, the multi-sub thing. That doesn't seem like a good value to me. Like, it just seems like a bad model. And like, the way that you make tiered subs worth it is by doing, like, Discord shit. Like, you can't make tier subs worth it innately through the platform. It's just a bad value proposition through the platform. So it's on the streamer to make it worth it. And I am not capable of doing anything that's worth money, or at least extra money. One day though, one of the things, Suck does this as well, so, like an art thing. I would love to give back art that I make, but I'm also not in a place where I can make art right now. Like I physically cannot make like digital art at all. I mean, except with mouse and keyboard. And I would like to do something different than that, but I would like to invest time into art as well. That's another thing that very well could be a project on this stream, but we're not there yet. But it's one of the things that I love. So one of the things that I do on this stream is I stream a lot, and by virtue of that, you can see the lifetime growth, like development of me from the very start of the game to the very end of the game, which in the case of like RuneScape, for example, is a huge night and day difference. Like I play way better than I did back then. And one of the things that I like about the stream is that you could see that development over time, particularly when it comes to a long-term skill, right? And art is a fantastic way to show something like that off, because I'm not very good at art right now. I'm basically like fully not an artist, I would say. But it would be so cool if me starting my art journey on stream and you saw my entire journey basically from beginning to end through the stream. I would love that. I would love to have like a super mega time lapse of like me being an artist or developing my artistic ability over the course of like 4 or 5 years, where like today I suck and I'm terrible, right? And in 5 years I'm way less terrible. That would be fucking awesome. But I don't have the stuff to start it quite yet. And right now we have RuneScape, but one of the things that I wanted to do was for the stream was like maybe do like a Halo, like once a week Halo thing, which I'm like still fully down with. I still think that could be great. And in the same vein, we could definitely do an art thing like at least once a week as well. That would also be perfectly fine, right? And it's also a great filler type of thing where you just like do art for a while, you know? But I don't know if I'm going to do anything like that yet, or I don't even necessarily have plans that I'm like willing to flush out or anything like that as of yet. But those are two things that I have in mind. Both of those need RuneScape to go away first, though. Once RuneScape is gone, we can start thinking about things like that, in my opinion. Koya says that would be dope. And Chuzzy says, ooh, art journey stream sounds cool. It's going to be slow. That's the main thing. It's definitely going to be slow. And I'm not going to be good. But that's like kind of the point. I want you to see that I'm not very good at art. And I want you to see me get better at it. It would be great. I would love to start out with like literally zero artistic talent and to become like a proper artist by, you know, anyone's metric. You know what I'm saying? That would be beautiful to me, because so many people say, oh, well, you know, if you want to do art, you have to do art. Like if you want to be an artist, just create. But nobody has like, you know, from the very beginning to the very end, because so many people spend so much time making art. And to be fair, I used to draw a lot as well myself, right? Like Dragon Ball Z and shit like that, right? I used to do a lot of it, but I haven't drawn anything outside of like using my mouse and keyboard to draw some things. And we're talking like a dozen things total. I haven't drawn literally anything, pen to paper, in probably 15 years. The last time I played RuneScape, about somewhere in that order. So I would be starting as close to nothing as I possibly could. Alien says the time has come, and so have I. No, maybe we'll get there. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I would like to get a little bit of hardware for it, and that's about it, really. Like if I had a tablet, a drawing tablet, an artist tablet, I would probably be willing to start that as soon as RuneScape stopped being a thing, right? Like literally as soon as that stops, like sure. But that's also a little expensive for your boy at the moment, so we're not trying to like, you know, pull the trigger like right now either. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, we need to slay the beast, slay the dragon that is RuneScape. Cody says, I love seeing that journey. I appreciate it, and you know, maybe we'll make it happen, since the reception seems so positive. Chuzzy says, when are you planning on stopping RuneScape? So first we're going to max, and if we max before sailing comes out, we might be done with RuneScape right then. If not, then we're maxing after sailing comes out, and that's going to include sailing, and that's going to delay maxing by probably another 3 or 4 weeks. But by September, I would imagine, we're going to be done with RuneScape, except for like whenever there's major updates or whatever. Like we'll do like new quests and stuff. We'll come back to RuneScape for various things. Chloe says, even used items are pricey. Yeah. Oh, it's true. I'm not too worried about that. It's mostly about being responsible with my finances rather than not being able to directly afford it, if that makes sense. Like you gotta It's like a budgeting thing rather than like a literally not having the physical money thing. Zero says the day Panda stops streaming RuneScape, the days won't feel the same. You say that, but like you knew me before I played RuneScape. You are perhaps the only one in this entire stream, unless Savage is here, that knew me before I played RuneScape. And Savage knew me before I started streaming, as did Delta. Chelsea says, oh snap, back to variety streamer Panda. I fucking am a variety streamer now. I play so many different games on the weekends. How dare you? 3 days a week I play RuneScape, sure, but every other day I don't play RuneScape. Really at all, most days. Chelsea says with other people, that's true. But like, whatever, like that's some people only stream with other people. Are you telling me that they're not streamers because they only stream with other people? No, they're not variety streamers because they only play various games with other people. Like, what are you fucking talking about? That doesn't make any fucking sense, Jesse. Zero says, but the norm has become RuneScape. I've always had a main game. Always. I've always had a main game that I'm playing through. It's just that the main game in this case happens to be RuneScape, and it's taken up a lot of time. Orchid says, I don't know what you're talking about. Well done. Where else was I? Zero says, okay, so he isn't done yet. Got some mouth shenanigans I gotta fix. Oh, for the rig? Interesting. Yeah, there's a little bit on the back end, like outside of the rigging side of things that like you have to like dial in yourself. That I also don't know very much about, but it's definitely something that I could be better about. Like I could definitely do more. I could definitely do more myself without having to pay any money. I just have to learn. Zero says, but I sent you the full model. Yes, thank you. I saw it already. Elian says, I know someone with rigged dick physics and somehow they haven't been banned yet. Fantastic. So more than one Bulger. Zero says, Panda, I think we are referring to 2 very different helicopters. Yes, we are talking about 2 different helicopters, but nonetheless, it still applies to me as well. Jesse says, Panda is scared of my real face, as he should be. I'm scary. I'm not scared of your real face. It's just, I like the idea of not knowing what someone's real face looks like, because to me, so the visual representation that you choose for yourself, like the name that you choose for yourself online, matters to me much more than a name that someone else has given you or a face that was given to you by someone else. I think that the representation that you choose to have says a lot about you, and in a way that your given name or your given face cannot say very much at all about you, to be honest. Who you are isn't where you come from. It's where you are now. And where you are now is defined in a lot of ways by where you come from. Don't get it twisted, but like you get what I'm saying. Like everyone has histories, and I don't think that your history says everything about you, or even is close. Elian says that is very sweet. Yeah, I don't know about that. Thank you, I guess. Colia says, I could definitely recommend Procreate as a software, but that ties you to Apple products exclusively. The developers struggle since years to bring it to Android. I don't know the details, not my expertise. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do software-wise. I fully don't know, but I would definitely do something. And it's not going to be a subscription thing. Whatever I get is not going to have a subscription associated with it. That's not happening. We're paying one time for a software. Chelsea says, it makes sense if you don't think about it too much and let me be right. Which ain't happening, but I can be delusional if I want to. Awesome. Zero says, Savage Semi knows what I look like. Pictures of me with a Giga Chad filter on it. Yeah. He mentioned that. Colia says, Procreate is a one-time payment, luckily. That's good, at least. I don't know if Procreate, the software, like I don't have Apple devices is the thing, right? So like I would need to do something else in order to make that happen. It's not that easy, that's for sure. Elian says, you're a good guy. I feel like I am better now than I was, and I feel like I'm not good enough. Full stop, actually. But I feel like I'm not where I want to be in a lot of ways, and I think that the perspective of improving myself as a person is a healthy mindset to have for your entire life. And if that makes someone a good person, then I think that everyone can be and should be good people. But yeah. Zero says, my iPad came with Procreate. Yeah, I have 2 iPhones actually. I'm looking at an iPhone right now. Hello. And then I waved like a fucking idiot. And my and my other one of my main phone, my main device used to be an iPhone, but it was an iPhone 7, which is now so outdated that it's not supported at all. Like I literally can't even use YouTube on it anymore. So unfortunately, I don't use that device anymore. I liked it just fine. I don't like swear by Apple products or anything like that, but it was a fine phone. I just upgraded because it was like 3G or whatever. It wasn't even like 4G compatible or whatever. So like I needed to upgrade in order to like still have a mobile plan and stuff. Like it just had to happen. Logan says your history is a test of your integrity and your willingness to be a better person. Yes, that's a great way of framing it. Well done, Logan. Thank you for that. It's a delightful way of putting it, in fact. Chelsea says we can always be better and improve ourselves. It's how life be. Perfection is a temporary illusion. Perfection is a test of compatibility, I would say. You can be perfect for the environment that you're in, but the environment that will necessarily change as people do. It's a suitability thing more than it is like an absolute state. Alien says, I had an iPhone 4 until I had an iPhone 10. God damn. Zero says, I swear by Samsung for my phones, but tablets, iPads are better than stabs, S-tabs. I mean, I'll take some stabs. I'll do a little bit of stab in action. That's fine for me. But yeah, no, I got you. I've used a few Galaxy devices. I haven't had any problems with them. Chessie says, I'm literally a bear, so it do be intimidating to see my face. I doubt that. I truly doubt that. All right. We're almost there. Chloe says, have they shown the dick often? And Elian says, I don't know about often, but enough to be a problem. Yes, that's what I would expect. I imagine it's like the less like the whole like you can't center your stream on particular parts of your body or whatever, you know what I mean? The less you do that, the less problematic it's going to be. It's a little bit of a flavor thing. I'm sure it's fine. Koya says, I only drew digital with my ex's iPad, so I am starved of digital art. Apple products, I don't know about any other use, but for digital, it really is a fun experience for me, so I'm going to save for that. And other worries, priorities are done. Yes, that and also VR art is also awesome. If you guys have never done art in virtual reality before, in a lot of ways it's not nearly as impressive, but it is definitely very, very fun. Very, very, very fun from what I've seen. Chelsea says, depends on the definition of perfect, but by the definition you described, I agree. Yeah. I'm not trying to like say that the way that I described or framed perfection is like the only way to look at it at all. But to me, it's the only meaningful way for perfection to have like to convey some kind of meaning when we're applied to actual people. It's a compatibility thing, like perfectly suited to your environment type thing. Because it doesn't make like the idea of someone being perfect, like literally just doesn't make sense. I don't know how to describe a perfect person independent of an environment. And even within an environment, it can be hard to describe it as well. But the context matters. And when I say environment, I mean like physical space, but also like a social aspect because we're social creatures, etc. Gola says, I feel like that message was hard to read, but my mind is not working well. I think I understood what you said. I think I understood you. Zero says, easy, perfect person, Chuck Norris. He's old, though. He's aging. Does the perfect person age? Jesse said, now you stuck with me now? Ooh, okay. You're stuck in here with me. Zero says, that's crazy. Y'all got Power Ranger names? I don't know what you mean by Power Ranger names, but that is fucking awesome. I fucking love Power Rangers. Chelsea says, I see. Time to think of names. Oh, for like the groups? Yeah. Kinda, a little bit. I think it makes sense. If you're going to be in a group of people for an extended period, especially, you know, being a group of streamers or whatever, I think it makes sense to have a group name. That seems reasonable to me. Chelsea's thinking of names. That makes sense. Obviously, you kind of need your group to like abide by it. You know what I mean? Like it's like not just something that you choose by yourself, but yeah. Chelsea says, yeah, I'm not rushing you to respond to chat for once. Thank you. I do have emotes. Emotes are worth it. I have too many emote slots right now that are tier 1 that are not filled out, I think. And I do need to get more emotes, I think still. But I did get a few more. I need more ideas on what to do for emotes specifically. But it would be great to have more emotes for tier 2 or tier 3 subs that are like specifically good and worth it. Right now I do have an emote in the slot, but it's the least desirable emote that I have. Just because I was like, I should throw something. I don't want to paywall emotes really at all. And if I do paywall emotes, I want you to get the most value out of a tier 1 sub. And eventually I could see a world where all of my emotes are very, very good and desirable. So tier 3 and tier 2 are just going to have some good emotes. That's just going to be the nature of the beast, right? Same applies to bit emotes technically. Those are the lowest priority by far though. Because like, I don't even, like, you can do what you want with bits, but like, I really don't even, like, bits are like, I don't have any incentive for bits. Right? I just simply don't have any incentive for that. Like, that's just you deciding to spend your money, which is fine. But like, you get what I'm saying? Where it's like, I'm not the type of person that's going to have something like that. I don't like the whole idea of like this being a professional thing does feel weird to me, and getting paid for it especially does feel weird to me. And the way that I feel most comfortable about it is like operating at a loss, if you will. And in a lot of ways, that's going to necessarily be the case, just because it took money to, you know, get this whole thing started, obviously. But it is getting to the point where I actually do have to consider like where the budget's going to go, the stream income's going to go, and I think rigging is probably top of the list as far as major expense. But like, you can also count rats for Savage. You can count emotes. You know, those are both things that I'm definitely. I have my emote artist, Akira. She's working on something right now. 2 emotes. She doesn't have like a ton of time, I guess, but oh, Smug Little Bug, what's up, dude? How's it going? I'm still catching up with chat, but I see you there. Chuzzy says, yeah, Saku thought of a good one already. A name? Oh, fantastic. Oh, thank you for the hydrate.
It's a bit long though.
That's okay. It can be abbreviated if need be. Zero says, I like that name. I don't know how Zero knows what the name is, but okay. I missed it, but all right. Juzzy says, you'd probably just draw me as Big Chuzgus, so I don't know if I want art from you. I would definitely do it at some point, right? I have to do it at some point, but I would be happy to draw you a bunch of different times. Everyone a bunch of different times, even. Chuzzy says, I got a drawing tablet recently, a cheap one with no screen, but I've never tried digital art with a pen. Well, I ordered it recently, don't have it yet. Yeah, I don't know how much I would do. I tend to buy too much. I tend to overbuy and underdeliver. So like the model itself was a little bit more expensive than it really needed to be. But also, you know, it scaled well. So all things considered. I have a Go XLR and a Stream Deck, and I didn't even use half of my Stream Deck for most of the time, and I still don't really use this Go XLR very much. I just wanted to have something that had, you know, articulated knobs and stuff like that. Oh, Zero says the name Smug Little Bug is a good name. It is. He's not very smug. He's not very little either, I don't think. But he's a great guy. Shout out to Smug Little Bug. He's a fantastic conversationalist as well. We could talk about him. We can talk about him when we do a shout out. I don't know when we're going to do these shout outs. I'm trying to catch up with chat and I have no time for shout outs. I'm so sorry. Jesse says, hey Smug, what's the least foodie food you've eaten today? What does that even mean? Is that like water that he's consumed? Like what is unfoodie food? What are you talking about? I'm mostly there actually, I think. Let's see. Chuzzy says that's deep, bro, with my perspective of people. Yeah, sure. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I feel very strongly about CGP Grey has a video on is it a video? It might be actually like a number file collab thing, but faceless voices. Faceless voices, especially when it comes to like books, but also people in like radio and like some YouTubers who don't show their face. They're kind of a precious thing because when you, I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever read a book, I very much love the book Aragon, for example, and it got a movie, and I saw the movie. It wasn't great, but I did see it, and I lost what Aragon looks like. The Aragon in my mind, I don't have it anymore. I have the actor now. I do have what he looks like as an elf in my mind still. And Arya I have in my mind still, because my Arya, the Arya in my mind, is so different from the Arya in the movie. I mean, first of all, she's supposed to have black hair instead of being redhead, but it was like raven haired or whatever, right? And Murtagh mostly is gone too. Roran I have, because Roran's such a small part of the movie. Actually, I still have Roran in my mind, and that applies to like every IP that I've ever seen a visual adaptation for. Usually it's gone. When I see what an actor looks like, especially if it's good, Braum is fully gone. The actor for Braum did a fantastic fucking job in that movie. And my Braum is fully gone. I just don't know what he looked like anymore. And I never drew him, right? So like, I can never get them back. They're just gone forever. Those faceless characters, voices are just fully gone for me. And I think that that's sad. I think I truly lost something from that. Not something necessarily important, right? But like, I think it's gone now. And I'd like the ability to like re-render it if I could. Locrint's just like rocks and stuff. No. Rocks are not food. Chuzzy says he's a bug. They don't always eat foodie foods. What the fuck does that even mean, Chuzzy? Like maybe he ate something with like the wrapper on it. Did you know you can chew? Oh man, what is that gum? Trident? I think Trident. You can put the entire gum with the wrapper in your mouth all at once, and as you chew the gum, the paper will just like go away. Like your saliva can just fully dissolve. Like, yeah, the wrapper. I believe it's Trident. Bug says, hi Chelsea. I've only eaten potatoes and bacon today, so the bacon, I guess. Potatoes are more of a foodie food than bacon is? That's an interesting perspective. Jesse says, what? That sounds normal, but it also sounds like you should eat more, which same, I guess. Damn. Got some non-eating fools in here. Zero says rocks have minerals, so it's like drinking some water. I guess it kind of is. That is, rocks might be the least food then, yeah. Because it does have food stuff in it. That's, all right, you know what? I'm actually kind of convinced. Sure. Says I've got some onion rings cooking. Like you're reheating onion rings, or are you like actually frying them yourself? That's crazy. Chelsea says, is that how you feel about VTuber faces? A mental image replace kind of thing? Yes. If I knew what you actually look like, it would definitely compete with the face that I have for you as a VTuber. Definitely. And depending on like how often I see you and stuff like that, it could be that I just think about the VTuber face secondarily even. Chelsea says onion rings. Close enough for food, I guess. I wouldn't call that a meal exactly, but you know, whatever, it's fine. Zero says it's probably closer to eat real food than McDonald's chicken nuggets. No, that's got like real, like nutritional, you know what I mean? Like, no, McDonald's chicken nuggets are real food. It's not like great food, but it's definitely real food. The idea of fake food doesn't go that deep. Chelsea says not rocks unless they're in a soup. Rock soup? No, stop it. Chelsea says, but rocks could break teeth. Yes, but they're literally comprised of things that are in food. So they're the least food-like food thing. Or they're the most food-like non-food. And maybe that's correct. Maybe that's more correct. Zero says, yo, rocks have minerals and no calories. It's true. Chelsea says, blended rock. I think that's just sand. Zero says, weight loss food. Pull a Zeus and eat rocks. Did Zeus eat rocks? No, that's Kronos, brother. You're talking about Kronos. Zeus made Kronos eat rocks in order to save himself and his brothers, right? Yeah. I got you, Zero. I remember. Bug says, in my mind, the bacon has been transformed further from its original form. More processed, but not necessarily in a bad way, while the potatoes are simply cubed, staying closer to their natural state. That's interesting. I guess there is some truth to that. That's a fascinating way of looking at it. As a contemporary human, it is cooked food is more food than non-cooked food is. But if you look at it from like an evolutionary perspective, yeah, it's definitely that cooked food is more of a corruption from the original things that I guess we were technically like bioengineered, right, to like consume and stuff. Zero says, I'm rusty on my Greek mythology. Don't even sweat it, brother. I got you. Chelsea says, yeah, that's right, Panda. But those rocks were supposed to be people replacements, not food. It's true. It's true. You didn't eat them on purpose. Okay. Where else are we? I think we're like mostly there. I think we're mostly caught up. Just double checking. Let me know if I missed any of your messages. By that I mean I guess just copy and paste it. Chloe says, what are you talking about eating rocks? All I think about is Gorons. Yeah, true. Okay, yeah. So I think we're good. I think we're caught up. Which means that we can actually do some shoutouts. Which we have to start with Saku. He's here with us. Chelsea says, I don't think you really miss my messages anymore. Maybe. I think I'm as liable to miss your messages as anybody now, as opposed to specifically missing your messages for no particular reason. Like actually no particular reason, not out of malice or anything. I just genuinely missed your messages very consistently back in the day. Saku Kenpaku is the Soul Mage VTuber. He's here right here with me. He's going to be streaming RuneScape Dragon Wilds very soon, I imagine, probably in the next 10 minutes or so, along with the one and only Chuzzy Wuzzy, who we'll talk about a little more later, Beatrice Gambit, and Blight Empire. With any luck, he's not super duper busy at least. Do that and then do this. He's a variety streamer. He used to play a lot of Power World Weekly with them, the same crew on Tuesdays. Now they're switching to RuneScape Dragon Wilds instead. On Thursdays, he plays Disgaea in particular. He's in the post game of Disgaea. It's a tactical RPG, which is like a Final Fantasy Tactics or a Fire Emblem, if you will. He's well into the post game, and there's going to be a lot more content, probably another few weeks of that game. For Sunday, he joins us for Satisfactory. We're on the cusp of nuclear energy still somehow, but we can certainly do that now if we want to, sort of. It's just a matter of him as a project manager deciding to execute on that. But we're most of the way there now with Satisfactory. It seems like there's not too much left in that game, but we probably got a few more.
Started making the rods.
Yes. And also on Sunday, he's been playing his very first Pokemon game, his very first Pokemon experience, which happens to be Scarlet and Violet, in which he's already finished the main game and the post game. He's looking to complete the Pokédex right now, which is something I've never done. I've played many generations of Pokemon, but I've never completed a single Pokédex. Pika choke me. What is up, dude? How's it going? And Chelsea says, Yara, I should grab a snack. All right, later. Zero says, oof, next Pokemon game I'd recommend is Black 1 and 2. After Scarlet and Violet. Interesting. I don't like the pixel art in Black 1 and Black 2. Nabelus's Pokemon is boring. That's okay. You can be wrong. Pikachu says, how you be? I'm just fine. You actually came in at just the right time, because now I am fully caught up with chat. If you showed up 10 minutes ago, I still would have been catching up with chat. And it was a little bit of an experience, but I got there. We finally got there. We're here. I'm here. Synchronous. Nablu says, I am not wrong. Very right, actually. Nablu, you've seldom been right about anything in your life so far. Give it time, though. You're young. Give it time. You'll get there. Golia says, I love you could be wrong. It's okay so much. Look, I've been wrong as well. Not as much as Nablu has, but I have been wrong before about some things here and there. There was one time, I think it was 1983. I thought I was wrong about something, but I was mistaken. Nablu says, shut your bitch ass up. Look. I didn't hear any refutations of my argument, and I've got several citations I could use. Pikachu says he's been wrong one time at least. It's true. It's true. Let's see. What else do we have going on here? Oh, we gotta stab this dude and then go back and deliver fish. That's what we got. Zero says 1 gram of uranium has 20 million calories. That sounds like a good bulk food. Yeah, no. Calories are also just like a heat source, like a unit of like burning or whatever. So like you don't want to do, that's not how that works. Don't do that. Like gasoline and propane also has calories. Koya says, LOL, being wrong more than day is a hardcore challenge. Less than A is easy. Yes, it would be very hard to be more wrong. I agree. Nablu says, I think he's been wrong very much more than once. Nablu says, what is this slander? Slander? What are you talking about? Pikachu says your body will surely be able to digest that and make use of those calories. Yeah, you become the Human Torch for like 2 or 3 minutes and then you die. Savage says, got it so cold food is better for you. Cold food is better for you. It depends what you mean by that. Like, if you mean like you will burn more calories eating cold food as opposed to hot food of the same caloric, density, then yes, definitely. Because you need to, everything in your body wants to be the temperature of your body. Anything colder than your body, it will burn energy to make it hotter. Yeah, definitely. I don't know about food hotter than your body. I imagine that your body will burn calories to make it so that it is colder as well. I think hot food also will burn calories, weirdly enough. But it also, your body will leach heat from that. So I imagine probably not appreciably. You probably end up gaining additional calories by virtue of the food being hot. Like eating a food while it is hot will effectively have more calories because your body is doing less to maintain its body temperature, I imagine. But I'm not sure about that one, to be honest. Hey, Blue says, I'm calling my husband on all of you. I'm right. Yeah, but your husband literally doesn't exist, you realize. It's literally not a real thing. Zero says 2516 calories per cubic feet of propane. That's a hearty meal. It is. Cubic foot? That's a lot of propane to eat. Is propane a gas? I think it's a gas. So I guess 1 cubic foot at like 1 ATM and room temperature, I guess, right? Because like you didn't give me enough. Propane is a liquid that turns into a gas. Like when it's just exposed to the air, it turns into a gas.
Oh, right, I gotta go.
Yeah, later, Saku.
Later.
Koya says, see, and that is the other thing about that's wrong about you, Navlu. Phones don't exist in Genshin. Literally, they don't. Wow, they don't? That's crazy. Navlu says, well, he still knows when I need him. Does he? Does he, though? He literally doesn't even know that you exist. Navlu says he's real. I'm so sorry. Hey, Savage, what's up? You're switching in, tagging in?
I am. How's everybody doing?
Oh, vibing. Koya says, in your dreams. I mean, it's true. It is in Navlu's dreams.
Dude, fucking Nablu, dude. Maybe we'll be like, oh, I'm so mature, then talks about their imaginary friend for 20 minutes, dude. Like, come on. It's okay. Eat some candy or something, dude. It's fine.
Nablu says, I'm gonna touch all of you. I don't know what that means, dog. You always say that? I don't know what that means.
I hate that. Leave me alone.
I agree. Zero says, just let me take a bite out of the demon core.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Just one bite.
I don't think you'd be able to bite it. It's mostly metal, bro.
You could try.
Nablu says, find out what it means. I'm probably not going to. With any luck, at least. Koya says, there are electric musical instruments and flying motorcycles, but no phones. And it is vaguely a threat and not appreciated. I think it is definitely a threat. And I certainly do not appreciate it. I think it is very clearly a threat. The way that it's formatted, I think it's very clearly a threat. But not one that I'm like intimidated by. I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, what does that even mean, dog? Blue says it was a promise. Okay. Yeah, okay. No one's intimidated. Zero says, so would you want unlimited bacon but no games, or games, unlimited games but no games?
I'd go with the bacon because that's something.
Yeah, the games, unlimited games but no games thing sounds like
yeah, kind of like, you know, you're gonna break the universe with that shit.
Yeah,
Dude.
I don't think the universe is prepared for it. So I don't think I want to, invite that darkness upon us. Nalus is just wait, you'll all find out. I doubt that. Okay. Okay, so we did a shout out for Saku. There's just no way I can do it in order. So we'll just go in basically a random order. We'll start with Psychotic Zero since he's here. We'll just like kind of go backwards, I guess. I don't know. Zero is a I mean, yeah, sure. He's technically a variety streamer, I guess. He's a big fan of Hogs of War. He's never debuted his like actual model. He just uses his 2D model when he seldom streams as well. He's very much inconsistent, but one day he might stream some more, especially if his schedule settles down. Zero says we should all play games together again. It was fun. We might be able to do that. Sure. I don't see any reason why not. Especially since Roku likes to play repo with us anyway, so like no reason that we can't just, I mean, like literally just get you guys in the voice chat or the game chat. It's like not even a problem.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
More the merrier. But yeah, he has some notable speedrunning experience and also records, if you will, in Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. He's not competitive exactly. Well, he's competitive with the world record, despite the fact that he doesn't do any glitches. He doesn't like glitches in that game, so he just plays it like brawl, like a regular person would play. And his times are definitely, yeah, they're noticeably bumping shoulders with world record attempts. So if he did glitches, he probably would be the world record holder by far, probably. He also plays a lot of rhythm games. Particularly Osu is one of his big ones. And he has, like I said, a dedicated interest in specifically the PlayStation 1 game Hogs of War, which you've not heard of, but it is similar to the Worms franchise, I guess. But it's a better version of that, actually. It's a seldom heard of game. If you want to make two friends today, go get Hogs of War and tell Savage and Psychotic Zero about it, and they will be your friend from now on. I promise you.
We will. You're part of the community of 12 guys who like that game.
Zero says Osu Mania. Yeah, sure, I guess. I'm too lazy to get my drawing tablet set up. That's not... You can't play Osu on a drawing tablet. That's cheating. Polya says, oh, Osu normally, or one of the other modes. Oh, Osu Mania. See. Zero says, you're a part of all 6 of us who live and die by the Hogs of War. Yeah, basically. Kolya loves Osu Mania. Okay. And Zero says, yeah, you can. Yeah, it's what top players do. That seems illegal. To do a drawing tablet for Osu, that doesn't seem correct.
I played with someone in the Discord once, and they got the drawing tablet out. I'm like, dude, this is my first time playing. Dude, can you not? I don't want to do that.
Zero says,
you're just gonna destroy me,
brother. Can you have you seen 8-star maps? You physically can't do it with a mouse. I haven't. No.
Fair enough, though. Yeah, I've seen the top players all do the drawing tablet.
Nablu says, Pan, I have some words of encouragement for you, and didn't say anything else. Awesome. Very ominous, suitably ominous. Words of encouragement, literally nothing. It's kind of poetic in a way, actually. I kind of like that.
Don't worry, they'll talk. They just forgot they were going to say something.
Yeah, probably. Koya says, in Osu-Mania, I was in the top 8,000 players in my country. I was very, very proud of that. Yeah, Koya also was like top like 40 or some shit in... Okay, I guess we're just doing a Koya shout out now. In Rift of the Necrodancer, one of the songs that were on the tutorial, Koya like accidentally ended up being like way high up on the like leaderboards, like actually one of the best players in the game for that specific song. Koya VA, the VA standing for voice actor. He's another VTuber, 3D VTuber. He's doing not too much voice work now. He's intending to do so more of an aspirational thing. He's relatively new to RuneScape as well, and very much loves rhythm games, as you've heard, Osu, but also Rift of the Necrodancer is the only one that I've seen him play. He's also a huge fan of Zelda. Hasn't played too many Zelda games on stream yet, but we'll probably play more before too long. Oh, he says, yeah, in the demo version for the songs. Yeah, I got you. No problem. Same thing. Zero says, amazing Subway. Segway. Subway is totally different. It's not the same at all.
It's like a sandwich, yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. But yeah,
Segway is like a vehicle.
It is also that, I guess. It's the name brand for that, I think, actually. But yeah, I definitely recommend you check out Kolya specifically for those two things. Also, if you want to see the new player experience in RuneScape, because despite the fact that he's played the last 2 leagues, he's definitely very new to many aspects of the game. And lastly,
like trading. Sorry.
If you have an interest in German, he's very much fluent in both English and German, native German speaker. And if you, I don't know, if you got like German homework or whatever, he also has an interest in the translation space. He's got too many hobbies, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He needs to fucking pick one. All right, let's leave some for the rest of us, Kolya. God damn it. All right.
So true.
Zero says, who's winning in a fight? Jared's AIDS or a lion? I don't who.
So maybe that's the last name of that Subway guy.
Oh,
A lion, I think. A lion would
Jared,
win.
like Jared Fogle from Subway. What is Jared's AIDS? Who what the fuck are you talking? Is this a meme? Is this a meme? Kolya says, you don't even know half of my hobbies. See? Yeah, look at him. Look at him. Save some for the rest of us, all right? Shit. Having a lot of hobbies isn't, well, it kind of is like having a personality, I guess. Like, weirdly enough.
I mean, honestly, it kind of does help, dude. It's like,
Yeah, wait a second.
well, you got interests and desires. Yeah, it's kind of like
Your personality can't be having a lot of hobbies, though. That can't be it. Nablu
No,
says, who's the first one? I don't know. Oh, Jared? Yeah. Nablu's responding to the thing. It also didn't finish the thing that they were saying earlier as well. It's like fully gone. Zero says he's a boss fight in the second South Park game. That's awesome. The Fractured But Whole. I haven't played that one, but I know that Spug Little Bug has, so he probably understood that reference. I didn't though, because I am stupid. Nablu says Subway the restaurant. Yes. The Stick of Truth and then the Fractured But Whole. Zero says I've platinum trophied both games. Not on stream though. He refuses to stream ever. He hates it. He hates it so much.
yeah, man. Why is that? Like
Oh.
Twitch has unfollowed me from you. Zero stream more.
Yeah, true. Got him. Roasted. Nablu says, I'm craving butter right now. You hate bread, but you love butter. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
What are you putting the butter on?
Fucking, she just eats it by the stick like a fucking animal.
I've seen someone do that once. Fucking
Kolya says,
gross.
wait, and Nablu says, butter is amazing. Zero says, first South Park game that has a trophy, watch your parents have sex for 5 minutes, and boy, was it awkward to get that one. Awesome. All right, we need to do...
Lollipop chainsaw when you look up a skirt. That's one. I hear.
Yes. Yeah. Say, there wasn't an achievement in Resident Evil 4, but there's a unique Easter egg for you there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm at down Volcanic Mine, by the way, mate.
Okay, I'll go over to there. We're gonna do a shout out for Pikachu as well, but I need to finish. I need to focus up on my setup, or I will not be able to do this. I can't do this and do a shout out at the same time. It's too hard. But we will do that. Pikachu is next on my list. But I know that there are many other people as well. I'm gonna do as much as I can. You got to be patient with me. And if I forget about you, I'm sorry. Is that the? Yeah, that is the Guardians of the Rift pet. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? Right. This.
How did you get him? He's not yours, huh?
Yeah, no, it sure isn't. Could you imagine? Somehow I got the Guardians of the Rift pet from Temporos.
Be awesome.
All right. Do that. Top to you. Okay, I'm ready. Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna catch up with chat and then I'll tell you about Pikachu. Nablu says, I am not an animal. I mean, kind of you are though, but like, I got you. You're a human, but humans are a kind of animal. Zero says, I think the Twitch unfollowing thing's not real. I checked my followed and I'm still following a ton of people from 2018. I've experienced it myself.
Yeah, that's how me, dude.
twice.
Like, for real.
And I would not, I know of exactly 2 people that I've ever unfollowed, and one of the, or actually both of them I manually refollowed, not because I thought that I unfollowed them. Other people that I've been unfollowed to, I did not. There's no way. I know for a fact that it is a thing personally from experience. Not often, but it has happened, yes. Maybe like 2 times, something like that. Also remember there was one streamer that I actually had a great time with. She was very interesting, but I don't know what her name is, and I didn't follow her at the time, and now she's just gone forever. She was playing Dark Souls as a VTuber, and just
Lost to the ether.
Yep, just fully gone now, I guess. I might be able to find her, like I might be able to recognize her, but I have no idea what her name is. She's gone forever.
Damn.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Not a huge deal. Colia says, is that a pun? Fractured butthole? Yes, fractured butthole. Yes. Same as for stick of truth, actually. It's just more subtle somehow. Pikachu Me says, yeah, I also heard about that one. I wouldn't know though. I've only heard about it. Yeah. It's hard to know. If you follow a bunch of people, it's hard to know. You just not see someone go live and then be like, wait a second. Zero says, Lollipop Chainsaw, there's an achievement for trying to look at the main chick skirt. The first person I ever followed hasn't streamed in like 6 years and I'm still followed, so I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't think it's consistent. I think it has to do with not seeing someone stream when they do stream, if that makes sense. If you like ignore their stream a bunch of times in a row or something, maybe, I'm not sure. For all I know, it could just be like a full-on glitch. There's no rhyme or reason to it as well. But I do think that it is a real thing, personally. Nablu says, I deserve a shout out. You don't stream. Pikachu Me says, well, you mentioned that time I almost booted Osu and then never actually played it as my crowning achievement. Will I? No. Well, I mean, I guess I did just now, I suppose, but not as part of the shout out. So Pikachu Me says, someone I rated the other day followed me. And when I went to look the other day, and I'm now unfollowed. That's interesting. I'll never know if they hate me or if it was just a glitch. Was it Beamy? Was she Australian? Beamy. Let's see. No. It was a smaller streamer. Much smaller streamer. Probably 400 total followers, I would have to guess. Somewhere around there. And she was orange. Zero says, the first person I ever followed hasn't streamed in like 6 years. Yeah, I read that already. And then Colia says, I don't grasp the stick of truth one. Can someone explain it, make it more obvious? It's about a dick. Nablu says, well, I could stream. Yeah, so. I try to give shout outs to people that I specifically endorse, but I've given shout outs to people that I just know stream as well. There's not a huge distinction between the two of them, mostly because thankfully the people that I've watched are of interest to me. I've seen their stuff and enjoyed their stuff, but it depends. And also, just because I give you a shout out doesn't mean I'm going to praise you for it, to be honest. You should hear some of Laurie's shout outs. And also Chessie's, which we will do after. I'm still going to do yours, Pikachu. I'm just catching up with chat. Sue says Oblivion has taken my life. Good. Chloe says,
oh, they made a remake, right?
Yeah, it's just released as well, apparently. Pikachu says, I actually know one other VTuber that plays Souls-like games, but she mainly played Apex. Oh, no, it was somebody playing Dark Souls for the very first time, and it was probably 5 months ago or something. Nablu says, what's Oblivion? It's an Elder Scrolls game similar to Skyrim. And if you don't know what Skyrim is, then I don't know what to tell you. Pikachu Me says, was it Red Song? She has orange hair, I think. I don't think so. That name certainly doesn't seem familiar.
I don't think you're gonna figure it out, dude.
I don't think that Pikachu Me is going to guess it.
Yeah, it's like a lot of VTubers that have played
Red Song has 11.2 thousand followers. I told you smaller, and you gave me an even bigger streamer.
I want to know. You're not gonna. You just if you know them, Panda's not gonna know them, dude. Like
I'm not gonna know them by name. I have to check everyone whose name you suggest. And
yeah, you're just giving this guy.
And if you don't suggest someone who has around maybe 700, 1,000 followers or less, it's not gonna be them. There's no way that she grew that much in that time, unless she's a fucking legend. In which case, you know.
Blue says no what? Get an attention span.
True.
Please. Stop browsing TikTok as you're watching a stream.
Look, if you're not gonna listen to the answer for the question that you asked, then shut the. No, I'm kidding. You can ask if you want. Kolya says Nablu is a lost cause. You're so fucking correct about that. You're so real for that, Kolya. Pikachu says maybe she blew up over those 5 months. It was a really good 5 months. It's possible, yes, but no, not that one. That's not her. I knew it's not her. Also, she looked a lot like a cross between Asuna and Asuka. Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion and Asuna from Sword Art Online. Zero says next bro's gonna be like, yeah, you know this streamer Iron Mouse? Yeah, I'm familiar with Iron Mouse, actually. I know who that is, but that's not who I'm thinking of. Blue says, I am not okay. Fuck you. I just don't pay attention on my phone too. If you don't pay attention, then why are you asking me questions and expecting to understand the answer? You can ask a question if you want, but if you don't understand the answer, that's on you. Nate Blue says, shut the fuck up. It's my stream.
I could do what you do, Nate Blue. Nate Blue says, fuck you. Fuck who?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention. Don't pay attention to what?
Don't pay attention to what is so real. Picture says, wait, I swear to God, Red Song looks exactly like that. Hold up. Doesn't she? Like if Asuna and Asuka had a child, Red Song would be that child, no? Also, I've never heard of Red Song. The Red Song is perhaps the biggest VTuber or VTuber streamer, I don't know, that I've encountered so far that I've never heard of. There is one though, like there's the biggest like male VTuber or whatever, I think, which might be bigger as well. Somebody was like, oh yeah, this person. And I was like, I don't know who that is. They're the biggest male VTuber, like period, in the world. And I'm like, are they? And I look, I'm like, oh shit, they are by like a lot. How do I not know who this person is? Like, I've been a fan of VTubers for a really long time. It's
yeah,
weird.
The biggest male VTuber is like if you told me like who the biggest woman rugby player is, it's like I don't care, dude. It's like
There's some truth to that. It is a little bit of like, oh well, you know, biggest fish in that small ass pond, but you know.
Yeah.
Still, like you'd think I would at least be aware of it as like a fan of VTubers. Like if I was a big fan of rugby, like there's a good chance that I would know the most famous lady rugby player.
I think most fans of rugby have no idea.
Yeah.
About the opposite gender.
It's true, but I think that I know maybe not a lot, but I think relative to like average fan of VTubers, I probably knew a decent amount for the time. Nowadays I know much less, I would say, but at the time when I was just a fan of VTubers, I think I knew a good amount of them actually. Zero says, you know what's wild? Slim Jim Official follows me on Twitter. And Nutter Butter Wafers follows me on Instagram. Damn. Maple says, I have the answer to that first question. Okay. Pikachu says, yeah, personally, I find it both humbling and inspiring that no matter who you are, to some people, you'll always be a nobody. Because it means like the opposite is probably also true. To some people, you'll always be more important than you can imagine. I don't know if I would go...
That's more scary. That's more scary to me.
Oh well, yeah, obviously, but I don't know if I agree with the inversion of that, but I do like the perspective. I do think it's a very helpful way to think about the world. But yeah, no, it doesn't matter how famous you are. Like fucking Nicolas Cage or Leonardo DiCaprio or The Rock could just go to like grocery shopping, and some people are gonna be like, I don't know who the fuck that is. You know what I mean? Like President Trump could go somewhere and people would be like, I don't know who that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Why are people walking up to that person? What the fuck is going on? Can you please get out of the way of the bacon? Like, I'm trying to buy some fucking food, dog. Like, could you please? Zero says, yeah, but if you get infinite sausages, you definitely are somebody? Probably not, honestly.
Unlimited power.
Pikachu says that guy on TikTok didn't even recognize Steve Buscemi.
I don't think I would either.
I definitely know the name. I probably would know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, maybe if I seen the face. I've heard his name, but I probably know him.
Why does Red Song look like she has Ruby's scythe, but only as a sniper rifle? The sniper version only. somehow it's very clearly Ruby's scythe Crescent Rose, except only a sniper rifle.
It's just far enough away not to get copyright.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. Pikachu says it's a Kraber from Apex. Ah, I see.
So it might just be copyright stuff, honestly. They might have looked at Ruby's scythe, like, that's cool.
Zero says legally distinct Crescent minus the Rose. Yeah. Well, I guess it's got to be Rose minus the Crescent, right? Surely the Crescent is invoking the scythe, right?
I wouldn't know.
All right. Pikachu, that's what we're talking about now. We're talking about Pikachu. He is a streamer, a VTuber. He plays a variety of different games himself. He has it's like been so long, but it's fine. We're just gonna keep going. He's a self-made VTuber, which is to say he's made his model literally from the ground completely up. You totally missed that, and everyone saw it.
Thank you.
Everyone saw. Everyone
really
saw the whole
appreciate
shit.
I didn't notice, mate. Thanks for telling me.
Pikachu, he particularly has been playing Resident Evil 4 remake. He never played Resident Evil 4 before, so it's his first Resident Evil 4 experience, and he's been having mostly a good time. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. Other than that, he's been playing a lot of Get to Work, that Rage game. If you're not familiar, it's features the voice of Connor, Sea-Dog VA, and also Star Trucker, which is a game that you probably would like, Savage, in that it's a truck driving simulator. So it's a dad sim, but you're driving in space, and you have to manage zero gravity and shit like that and stuff.
It's kind of cool.
In addition, he's been playing a lot of Satisfactory. Everything I learned about Satisfactory before playing it, I've learned from him specifically, which is not very much. Mostly just when you build something, make it as good as you can, but don't spend, this is something I've heard from him a lot, is don't spend, you can get 80% progress with like 10% of the work or whatever, and that last 20%, you're working 99% of your time for 1% of effort, right? Or 1% of outcomes.
True.
Yeah, you can put a lot of time into something that is like way not worth it at all. And Satisfactory will definitely teach you about time management in that way. Like you can put hundreds of hours into something that like isn't even that important or whatever, where you could put fucking 1 hour into something that will work just fine and is way less.
For sure.
But yeah, I definitely recommend you check out Pikachu. He's a very, very funny guy. Very insightful guy, has a lot of like fun factoids and stuff. He used to work in radio, and that comes across very directly in his stream because he's very good at speaking to microphone, presenting to an audience. And indeed, he's got one of my my very favorite redeem. Not one of my favorites. My very favorite redeem. You can make his neck slightly stronger, longer, and
it's stronger too. It needs to be stronger to support the rest of the neck.
Presumably, it is stronger as well, indeed. And one of those redeems will not make an appreciable difference. You won't even be able to tell, but it lasts for 60 seconds and it stacks. So if you use that redeem a bunch of different times, eventually his neck can get so long that it will go off the top of the screen. You're looking at about 4,000 channel points for that. Just about 4,000, I would say. And I definitely recommend you check it out. It's a fantastic time, and it's very, very funny. And in fact, there's whisperings of perhaps an addendum to that, an enhancement where his head will go off the top of the screen and appear coming up from the bottom of the screen. That would be truly creme de la creme, the single best experience. Yes, like I could ask for nothing greater in my life. There would be like already it's my favorite redeem, but you don't understand how important that is to me specifically. That being said, though, it's not easy. He had to develop stuff for that, and that's by virtue of him being him existing in Unreal, not being like a VTube studio or whatever, Vroid whatever thing. Like it's something that perhaps only he could do, to be honest, with the way that he has made himself. So it's very, very impressive, to say the least. He's also funny, and he knows a lot about music. If you want to ask, if you have like a fascination with like indie bands or whatever, he could be your best friend because he cares about not just music, but also bands and also their histories. He has all kinds of stories to tell about that kind of stuff that I would never appreciate because I don't know dick about music, really. I know some stuff, but like I can't have a conversation with him about like the classic rock artists or lords of the ages or whatever. He's got like way too much knowledge for me to engage with. Pikachu says, yeah, I watch NPR all the time. I don't know what that means. That's a radio station, I think.
It is, yeah.
That's kind of the sum of
it's
what
very
I got.
boring. It's very boring.
I see.
Dull guys talking.
I see.
Yeah, Blue, so I get slandered for not paying attention, but it's okay if everyone else. Yeah, if they don't ask questions about it, it's fine.
Honestly, yeah.
Shit we said 2 minutes, they're welcome to leave, not pay attention to the stream. It's their time.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start wasting my time,
that's when it's a problem. Goddamn right.
Yeah.
All right, so Pikachu said the scythe is Bloodhound's hatchet. I don't know if she was a Bloodhound main. I imagine she must have been, at least, to get this art at some point, right? Maybe we should fix C too.
Mm-hmm.
It's it might be fine though, honestly.
I'll do it later.
Okay.
Then it's fixed for longer.
Kolya says Nate doesn't even get ironic messages. Damn. Nate Blue says I'm gonna
Yeah.
get you first, rat. That's crazy.
Shiver me timbers.
Nate Blue says, what is that supposed to mean? You'll understand when you're older. Pikachu says, call it what it really is, Resident Evil Forginity. Resident Evil Forginity. Because it's his first time playing the game and it's Resident Evil 4. Pikachu says, oh yeah, do the 1% that gives you the 90%, not the 90% that gives you the 1%. Thank you. Said it much more eloquently than I did.
So right, especially in a game like Satisfactory where
Mhm.
you'll be tearing it down later anyway, so what's
Mhm.
the point?
Nate Blue says, stop the Nate slander. It's not even untrue is the thing. It can't be slander if it's true.
Yeah, man. You have no case in court for slander.
Pikachu says, I'm still looking for Panda's Lost Dark Souls waifu. I don't know how you're gonna find her. I'm gonna be honest.
It's a fool's errand.
Yeah.
Unless you can sort VTuber by color, but I really hope you can't.
That's crazy. I'm trying to
Looking
think.
for something in a red.
There was someone I told about her. I don't remember who it was.
You can check the chat history between you two or something, I guess.
I think it was in Discord. But she, her claim to fame was she traversed the entire depths region fully backwards. Like she did.
Oh yeah, I remember telling you. Yeah, you were telling me about that.
She didn't find the bonfire at all. She found the bonfire exactly last, and by leaving the depths is how she found it.
It's crazy.
Yes. And like, so she got like literally everything. Like she had the door to the bonfire, or the key to the door to the bonfire, and unlocked the shortcut to the bonfire on her way out, getting the bonfire. And then she like immediately killed the gaping dragon, I think, as well. So she did fucking fantastic. But she, like, it was almost like scripted. It felt scripted, right? Like, because she like stumbled her way through stuff. She was like fully panicking, full sprinting, running in like random directions and shit, and like perfectly traversed the depths. And I don't understand how.
It happens, man. It happens.
Yeah.
I've done that.
It's fucking truly impressive, truly remarkable. I don't think I knew, or I don't think I told you what her name was or anything. And I didn't see it in our DMs with the depths, but I do think I DM'd somebody about it, but I don't know who that
Yeah,
would
it
have
wasn't
been.
me. It wasn't me.
But I don't know who I would have told about it because like I don't have like a person that I talk to about like Dark Souls stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna Dark Souls guy.
I mean, no more than anyone else, right? Like I could very easily talk about anyone with that. So like I just don't know who I was like.
Nah, those guys from Porn Stars, the show, they've got like a Crystal guy, Dark Souls guy, Halo guy.
Pikachu
Let me just
says,
talk
do you know
all
what
like
she might
this.
look like? You said she was orange. Yeah,
Yeah, orange woman
yeah,
who played Dark Souls once.
yeah.
Like I said, it's a fucking pretty crazy task.
Yeah, that's about all I got, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I fully don't know. She kind of had like an Ojo vibe, like a princess lady. She was.
She might not be orange anymore.
Yeah, she might not be.
Change models.
And she was pretty popular with like her chat. They were definitely.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, really?
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I don't know how to describe it in like words. She had a very like active chat and around like 13-ish viewers at the time. But yeah, she was a great streamer, truly great. The only reason I didn't follow her at the time is because I didn't want her to make a big deal about it, and I usually follow people like the next day when they're offline. But I forgot that time. Pikachu says, was it Pain from Naruto? No, it was not Pain from Naruto. But yeah, Pikachu done. Somehow we are still talking about that Dark Souls lady as well, but it's fine.
People like to help people, you know.
Yeah, no.
You give them an impossible task, but like, is it this? Just give up.
Just give up.
Stop it. Yeah.
Stop. Suffer.
Take your own advice.
Mhm.
You're doing the 1% right now, dude. Do the 90.
Pikachu says, were they a slime VTuber? No. She was a person. She was a person with orange hair, a lady with orange hair. Like I said, princess vibes. Kind of reminded me of like a Violet Evergarden in a way. I guess she had a dress, but like I have literally nothing specific about her at all. Hey, Blue says I like slime.
You seem the type.
That's a weird sentence.
For this generation, for Neblu's generation, that's not even that weird.
Blue says, bet you eat that shit. Chill, chill.
Slime eater.
Jesus, relax. Pikachu says, do they wear glasses? I think no, but it's hard to say. Pikachu says, how tall are they? How the fuck would I know that?
They could just be further away.
Yeah, I have literally no idea how tall she could be. I've more than 2 feet tall, less than 10 feet tall, I would guess. Oh, look, it's Savage's dick. Dick,
yeah, I'm a dog.
dick.
My dog, I'm a dog.
Yeah. Nablu says, I mean, I've thought about it and tasted it. So you have eaten slime. Awesome. Golia says, we haven't had that. We haven't seen dog yet. We haven't had dog yet. Yeah, no. There you go. That's as much dog as you can ask for. That's the most dog we have in one image. Nablu says it's almost as good as Play-Doh. Tasting, I imagine. It's got to be tasting. All right, we gotta do another shout out. We're gonna do Smug Little Bug.
Sure.
I know we've got one more. I don't know about everybody else. But Smug Little Bug is a fantastic VTuber, excellent conversationalist. I definitely recommend you check out Smug Little Bug. He's been streaming, I think, every single day for the last like 460 some days. So do expect him to stream again today. I don't know if he already streamed because he doesn't stream at exactly the same time every day, but he very often streams after I go off. So if I'm not online and you're not following Smug Little Bug, there's a chance that he's live. Usually in the next like 30 minutes, an hour or whatever, he tends to go live, which is why I spend so much time in his stream. Same with Pikachu. Both of those guys stream at absolutely degenerate hours for East Coast time. I definitely recommend you check out Smug Little Bug for the conversational vibes going on. He's very good at making, I don't want to say light out of a serious situation, but he's very good at making a silly situation very lighthearted, and he's very good at redressing someone or speaking to someone in a way that is respectful, courteous, and also I don't want to say dismissive, but he's able to like diffuse a situation is what I would say, because he can disagree with you in a way where you'll feel respected is what I'm trying to say. Like
very English guy.
He's not English at all, but the approach is, yeah. I got you. But yeah, he will disagree with you in a way where he's saying, I fully don't agree with anything that you said, and like that is a wild thing that is like unhinged to say in a way that is respectful and courteous. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm gonna call you Delulu and move on.
You're the opposite. You're the opposite of that. Yeah.
Yes.
Try, even if you try, you're gonna make him feel more alienated.
Yeah, somehow it's gonna be worse actually. If I try to make it seem like I wasn't making a big deal out of it, it sounds like I'm gonna like selling you a fucking lobotomy or something. Like it's not good.
I see where you're coming from, dumb, but it's wrong.
Yeah. It's not good. But I definitely recommend you check out Smug Little Bug. He's been playing the new Yakuza pirate game. He might be playing Oblivion. That would not surprise me at all because he has been playing Fallout New Vegas as of late. He's been playing that game, or he's played that game hundreds of times, hundreds of hours or whatever. Devil May Cry 5 as well. Was what his most recent stream was for, I think. But you never know. He plays games for he plays video games the way that you should. He plays them as much as he wants to, and he'll come back to them if he feels like it, but he fully isn't invested in or attached to playing a game for like forever or whatever. He'll just like fully move on whenever he feels like it. He also loves to play a variety of games, particularly when like Steam's Next Fest comes around. He'll play a bunch of different demos. So definitely check him out at least when Steam Next Fest comes around, because he's going to play as much as he can, especially that he has an interest in. The biggest winner of last Next Fest was Hustle, by the way. Fantastic looking game. I haven't played it myself, but I do have an interest in playing it, and I very well might get it, but not until after we finish RuneScape. We must slay this dragon first. We simply must.
We will.
Buck says, oh my god, that's me. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm sorry, what did you say? I wasn't listening.
I'm used to it.
No. I was speaking at the time. You heard me say things. Sorry.
I'm joking. I'm just saying, yeah, we'll finish RuneScape at some point. You're pretty close.
Yeah, in some ways. But also 92 is half of 99, so. Maybe Blue says, I haven't been queen lately. I want y'all's socks. What the you fucking weirdo. You fucking weirdo, dude. But yeah, Bug has been playing DMC5. Koya says, I'd love like 2% of that energy and motivation. Damn. GG. I don't know what you mean by that. Pikachu says, if they saw a robbery happen in real time, would they cower in fear or would they stand up for what is right and punch that criminal in the face?
All right, have a good night, Bug. See you guys. You got a break today, bro.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
It's been a while. Huh?
We have until this goes away. I would love to raid into someone. Okay, hold on. Fuck.
Soccer and beer are streaming.
Yeah, they are. I think Beatrice is. I think we haven't rated Beatrice in a while. I think we rated Taku recently. Yes, yesterday. Not yesterday. Sunday. All right, we gotta go. We gotta go. I didn't do my Elliot Sid shout out. I'm so upset. No.
Peace, guys.
All right, Elliot Sid is fantastic. I definitely recommend you check out him as soon as you can. He's a shadow demon dragon VTuber. He's very handsome, and I don't get lost in his eyes. He's got a subathon going on where fuck.
I guess we finished this rock for the VOD for YouTube.
Yeah, I actually stopped the recording, so I had to start recording again just now in order to add it later. I fucked it up. It's okay. I'll edit it. It'll be okay.
All right, bro.
Oh wait, hold on. The raid now button didn't work until just now.
No, there you go. Beatrice is like, oh god, this is not normal for Panda.
Yeah.
Need to let her know. Let her know. Man, this really does look like Valheim.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
There's a special audio thing that plays when the end stream redeem happens too. It sounds like powering down.
Oh,
like,
really? That's cool.
Sure. Whatever. It's very cool. All right.
Get the fuck out of here so you can get some rest, bro.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Yeah, you got an early night, bro.
Yeah, weird. I definitely am gonna make some food first, though.
No, yeah, man. Enjoy your off time. Don't spend it all editing the last part of this RuneScape video.
It won't take that long. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay, good.
All right, we did it. There we go. It's not even a huge deal to add this, but I think I will, just because it's easy to do and it won't take me that long anyway.
Fair enough.